shade. Take 2 shots straight to the brain. Ice grilled out like I'm hella paid. Whoa, take your ass up to the helipad. Toss your ass into propeller blades. You know the boys stay too insane. Renegade, renegade, renegade. Midwest renegade, hooligan, who is he? Reppin' it heavily, Dookie Mane. Take 2 shots straight to the brain.
Welcome, folks. Another episode of Noise from Nowhere. It's your man, Osh from the Ghost.
Dookie Dubs, I'm glad to be back, everybody. Sorry I missed last week's episode, dealing with life stuff, but I'm back. Feels good to be back.
And our guest this week, Mesn.
Yo, what's up? Glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me tonight. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So, Mesn's been trying to get here for a minute. He was actually one of our original first guests that we reached out to, just because he brings something different. Not only is he tied to the Wyoming music scene, just to the roots of his label that he's on, but also he enjoys his time here. He calls it his second home.
Right.
So
kind of like,
and he's also from Denver, so he brings a different outlook on our scene from a different place.
right, kind of like me, just an outsider that worked his way into the circle.
Where are you from?
Just Nebraska.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, Scotts Bluff. Scotts Bluff's
my
my hometown. Shout out 308 Era 21, baby. See you guys in June 1st. What up?
So all kinds of shit. I've sat and chopped it up with you before at length with the homie Joe. Shout out Joe. All kinds of different shit. So he actually believes that the earth is flat. He believes all kinds of weird ass conspiracy theories.
Always stirring the shit on Facebook. Your women crush Wednesday.
Like, I like to fucking take women out for nice seafood dinners and never call them back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I haven't done one of those for a minute, but my posts stay pretty savage.
Call them back.
I keep it pretty savage on my Facebook.
What are you about, man? Let the people know. Give the people
I'm
what
about
they want.
savage shit. Like on my resume, you could check it out. It says like, fucking bitches, smoking dro, and fucking all types of ill shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So
All types
that's
of
what I'm about,
ill
man.
shit.
I like fucking. I have a cat on my face, but I'm a dog man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like cats at all. That's a joke, but.
That's hella lies. First time I went to your house,
I
like,
love
damn, this
cats,
fool has a
yeah.
cat, because I'm allergic to cats.
I love cats for real. Like I really do. That's why I have a cat on my face. You know how many cats I had to kill just to get that tat, dog? I'm not even fronting. Prison is not easy, dog.
I know, first you gotta find a cat to kill. Damn. So, other shit, so you started out, from what I know, as far as I know, I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but as far back as I know, goes to Monster City, which, as far as I know, you was one of the original members before Jem even showed up, and then it evolved into you and her coming to the public spotlight as what everybody else found out as Monster City.
Well, the thing was, when we started Monster City, we wanted to do a super group. We wanted to get like everybody in Colorado that, honestly, when I started Monster City, like I came up with the
How
whole
old was
idea
you?
and concept. When it was supposed to be called Monsters Inc. Honestly, I was 14 years old when I thought of this movement, and I wanted it to be spelled Monsters Inc. and like INK. You know what I'm saying? And there was some older cats who we had a part of the crew, and they was like, no, that's like the cartoon. That's like some little kid shit. So I'm pretty fucking like lenient when it comes to that, and like I don't break, but I'll bend. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted to change the name of the group. They didn't want it to be so like little kid and shit and like so tied to the Disney movie. So we ended up calling it Monster City, and it was supposed to be a super group. And when I picked the people who I wanted for the group, I picked who I thought was like the dopest rappers in Colorado, and was like not getting enough plays and not getting enough love.
You know, when you say Colorado, you mean Colorado as a state or just Denver?
Nah, just Denver, because I mean honestly, I would have loved to have anybody from other like cities like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was just the people that I was able to really get, because having a super group already is hard. Everybody's ego, like everything, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to be in a group, period, let alone to get all these individuals to be a super group. So to get people from out of Denver would have been even harder for us to have meetings and get everybody as a collective.
Right. That's it. Time you said you was 14, so.
Yeah, well, and then that was when I first thought of it, bro, and I wanted it to be like a whole fucking entertainment thing. Like I wanted it to be like pretty much what Rhymesick is. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to do graffiti, like clothes, music, videos. Like I wanted to do all that shit, but have it be called Monsters Inc. You know, and then as time went on, and I realized that I couldn't do it by myself, and I needed to find a team, and ended up with Rhymesick. Like I was gonna, like I said, it was supposed to be a super group, so we ended up getting a whole bunch of cats who I thought was dope.
How many people?
I believe there was 7 of us. And it was me, it was Jim, it was my boy Thumper, it was the homie Son, the homie Sonny Nuke, Ricky Language, Language Universal was his rap name, Iron Mike, and then Spoken Words was actually gonna be a part of it too. And like, bro, anybody, like, if you know, like, the Denver scene, like, we were pretty much getting, I wanted to get the best fucking artists, like, Def Child, that's where Iron Mike's from. He's from Def Child. Sonny Nuke reps Budapest, that's his crew, but he also fucks with Unspoken Words in them, and they're, you know, they make moves and they're hustling and shit too. Language Universal's from Brown Bombers, and that fool, like they started, like, when all the Denver scene first started with, like, a Rap Ho Trues and shit like that. They're, like, way back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get all, Jem and Thumper, like, I just thought they were unique to Ill Advisory because they were in my group. We were all Ill Advisory at the time. We were a 5-person group. So we all tried to do this super group that didn't end up working, and we all went our separate ways. And me and Scylla, we kept working. Did I mention Scylla? Did I say it? Ill Scylla was a part of it too. I wanted Ill Scylla. Ill Scylla, like, Rob Farrell is my favorite Colorado rapper, but before Rob Farrell, before I even, like, heard of this dude, Ill Scylla was my favorite Denver rapper. Like, Ill Scylla is cold, bro. Like, he's really dope. And he reps TME, and they were doing big shit too. He reps Slow Pain now, but he still reps TME. That's his shit. And we all ended up going our separate ways. But me and Scylla, we were like this, bro. Like, we kept working. We was like trying to keep. We wanted to keep the Monster City thing alive.
Right,
you know
right.
And we got to this point where we were like, yeah, we need to fucking find a team to sign with. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't do this by ourselves, and we have a better chance signing with like LSP or Slow Pain or Rhyme Sick than we do Strange Music or fucking some bigger, like I could talk to Static before I could talk to Techno.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So we were just trying to figure out who we wanted to sign with, and honestly, bro, we wanted to sign with Slow Pain. That's what we were going for. Like, we were really interested in signing with Slow Pain. And
So Slow Pain, a label and a group?
yeah,
Okay.
there's Slow Pain Records, and then there's Slow Pain the group.
What other artists or other groups are there on Slow Pain Records?
Whiteout he's a former Slow Pain Records artist. Benzo, rest in peace to Benzo. He's a Slow Pain artist. I know there was another cat, if I'm not mistaken, and then Slow Pain as a group, which is Troll, D-Jangles, Looney Saito, and then Looney Spade. And then Benzo was a part of the group until he had passed away. And so they have, like, their own little, like, we wanted to be a part of the label, but honestly, like, we were afraid to ask them, like, on some real shit. Like, we were just afraid of rejection.
So at that point, who was it? You and who?
Me and Scylla. And we were trying to just do our own thing. Like, what me and Jem were, that's what me and Scylla were supposed to be. Like, that's how, like, it okay, so this is how it ended up happening this way. We both ended up getting in contact with Lex, because she was working with Ryan.
Shout out to Lex.
So when I had, that's actually who I had first got in touch with. Like, she's honestly the reason why I even got signed to the label, because I approached her about the whole thing. Like, I met her when she was working MOD at the Roxy, and she was the manager on duty, and I had been working with Psycho at the time, and Psycho had, like, shout out to Psycho, bro, like, he is a good dude. There was a point where, like, I'd have probably, like, just stopped doing shows at the Roxy if it wasn't for Psycho. Like, he's a really good dude, bro. So I was dealing with him, and when Lex hit me up, I was kind of like, who the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I talked to Psycho, I don't really know you. You know, that's how I felt. And when I met Lex...
How old was you at this point?
I think I was like 21, bro.
When you was getting ready to sign your
I was
Rhyme
like
Sick?
21 or 22, because I've been with Rhymesick for like 4 or 5 years now.
Something like
So
that.
I was about 21 years old. I had just had my daughter, so I was either 21 or 22.
Was you going to the bars yet? Could you legally buy lick yet?
Yeah. I was definitely 21 for sure, so I know that. But when I met Lex, I was going to pay her the ticket bread that I had for the show that night. And I had a Dragon Ball shirt on, and, like, she likes Dragon Ball, so she had made a comment about the Dragon Ball shirt. And then like we had really connected from that point, and she ended up watching me and Scylla perform that night, and she came and talked to me and was like, yo, you should work with some of my artists, you know? And that night Biscuit was on the set with us, if I'm not mistaken, and I walked up to meet Biscuit because she was like, you know, come check out my artists, you guys should do some tracks, you know. I'd known Seuss at the time too. I known Seuss was Rhyme Sick before I'd even talked or met Lex, because
You know?
he was in the battle scene. So I was also in Cushion Coffins and doing the battles at the time, and that's how I knew Seuss, because I was just like, yo, this white boy's cold, you know what I'm saying? Like, this fool is fucking tight. And when I had seen I went over to the table and I seen Beast Eater on the fucking table, is what it was. And I was like, yo, this is Seuss. Like, this is my homie Seuss. And Lex was like, yeah, that's my artist too. Like, you know, and I was like, oh, so you're Rhyme Sick. Like, I'd known about him because I'd seen these fools going on tour, and like I was pretty jealous about it, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I seen them going on tour, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, these fools have been on tour, and I haven't. Like, I was really like, I'm not gonna say I was just envious of it, because I was, but I was like on some bitch shit, bro. I was jealous, you know what I'm saying? Like some female shit. Like, I'm like, why have these fools been on tour and I haven't? Who the fuck are these fools, you know? The thing about Static was he came to Denver and just like started showing everyone up in Denver. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I thought I worked hard. This nigga just fucking, like, kind of blew me out the water. And that's what got my attention on these fools in the first place. I'm like, Static was taking these fools on tour, so, like, I'm trying to be a part of that. I want a piece of that. You know what I'm saying? I even told Static, because Static, when I first talked to him at the meeting, he's like, well, what do you want out of this? He's like, you have your own clothes now. Like, you got your own merch. You're doing good shows. Like, you guys are finally building a movement. You know, Monster City was buzzing at this time, bro, because of the supergroup thing. And even though it was like it burned out so quick, the spark of it like caught everybody's attention in Denver, and they're like, yo, who are these cats? You know what I'm saying? And Static was like, well, why do you want to do this? And I told him straight up, I'm like, I just want what you guys got, bro. Like, you guys are doing things that I'm not, and I want to be a part of that. Like, I want to have that too. Like, you guys are making moves right now. And I wanted to sign with Rhyme Sick. That was what like I said, we were too afraid to even ask Slowpain because we were afraid of rejection. We didn't want to get rejected. So I approached Static and Lex. After I had met Lex, I'd hit up Lex and was like, yo, I'm trying to sign with Rhyme Sick. Like, I want to be down with you guys. Like, what do I got to do to be a part of that? And at the time, they weren't like scouting artists, and they weren't trying to sign nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I remember she was telling me that, like, at this time, Static was feeling that we was like too mainstream for the label. Because when Rhyme Sick first started, it was like supposed to be like just underground type shit. You know what I'm saying? And now that times went by, I honestly really feel that I've had, like, I'm not going to speak for Static, but I feel that I've had a lot of influence on like the mainstream aspect of Rhyme Sick, and like that the fact that Static wants to approach and be more mainstream now. Like, I really feel that I've influenced that a lot. You know, like I said, I'm not going to speak for Static, but I'm sure Static will say that.
When I remember Rhyme Sick starting, it was before I was even doing anything at all in music. Fade was my homie, and that's how I knew about it, because I already knew about Beast Eater. I grew up with Seuss. We grew up freestyling together, you know what I mean? So, like, we knew about that. So when we here in Casper, and this was, like I said, before music, from an outside aspect, I was proud that my homies was doing shit, you know what I mean? Static wasn't my homie at that time, and me and him are cool now. Like, we talked and, you know, hashed things, our little kid shit out that we had back in that day. Like, we was way young, you know what I mean? But, like, the rest of them, like, Fade was my best friend growing up, like, legit, like, he was my best friend, you know what I mean? And he has a baby with my sister, you know what I mean? Like, so, I knew about the formation of Rhyme Sick, and when I first heard about it, I was thinking it was more like just a movement than a label. Because I remember the first flyer I seen, there was like 20 people's faces on it.
I know that.
And it was all like Casper Cats, pretty much.
Ivan was on the flyer.
Yay.
Misbehave was on the flyer.
Even fucking what's the name? KB. What's that?
Yeah.
He was on that flyer.
KBB.
He was a producer at the time for the label. I remember that too because
Was that the Rhyme Sick Fest 1?
No, way before that. Way before a label.
This
pretty much.
was
It's like a
literally
movement.
like when I had first signed with the label, and I remember still seeing these flyers. Like they'd probably been printed and shit before I came to the label.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, these same flyers had been edited, and me and Jim, at first only me was put on the label, so they added another face, and then we signed Jim, and we put a picture of me and Jim on the picture. So I know exactly what flyer you're talking about.
Yep, that was the first time I heard about him, and it was like
bunch of dudes.
Beast Eater was still a label doing its thing, separate from the Rhyme Sick movement, and like all these people were doing their own thing, but part of the movement is what I understood.
Well,
And then it evolved into Static was making moves in Denver, and I was hearing about all this through Fade at the time, and then he was starting to try to push albums slowly as Static was getting his shit, and then I heard about Monster City, but it was before you guys was on the label too.
Yeah, because we had put out this track on
Honestly, the thing that drew my attention to you guys was the picture of the little kids.
the bicycles.
Yep, and then Will Rap for Food pictures.
Yeah. You know, I got a lot of shit for like cunning linguists for taking the whole will rap for food thing. You know what I'm saying? But all rappers do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just a mixtape, like honestly, like. But aside from all that, like when I first signed with Rhymesick, I know that like it was. I believe it was still like towards the beginning process of everything, and before it was Rhymesick, it was Static Entertainment is what it was. And then that's when like Static decided to change the name to Rhymesick and really approach it more as a label. And I know that I don't even remember what the mixtape was called, bro. Slow Pain does a mixtape, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. I don't know fucking why. But they would do this mixtape in Colorado where they would get Colorado artists to be on the mixtape. You could be featured on the mixtape, and then they press it and blah,
Kind of like Gangsta Grills.
Yeah, just put a little mixtape
Little
together
Colorado
with a whole
shit.
bunch of Colorado artists. And we were on it, and that's how Static and Lex actually heard our music.
That's way cool.
Was through that. So they had heard us before I'd even approached them and was like, yo, if there's anybody on this
Okay,
list,
so
this
what I'm trying to tie in is the first time I heard of Monster City was just you and Jem, so we haven't even got to that part of the story
Okay,
yet.
so me and Solo, like I said, we was scared to get rejected. We was afraid of rejection, so we didn't even approach Slow Pain, dog. We didn't even go for this. I went and asked Static, you know, like, what do we gotta do? How are we gonna do this? We started talking. Scylla was working on his solo album, Monsters and Marijuana at the time, is what he was working on. And since the homie he was working with had already invested so much into the album and studio time and stuff, the homie wanted him to just drop it under TME and drop it under their shit, so like we didn't drop it under Rhymesick and whatever. So what we were gonna do was we were gonna let Scylla drop his album. I was gonna sign to Rhymesick as a solo artist for a little bit and drop a solo mixtape. And then after Scylla dropped his shit, he was gonna sign with Rhymesick, and me and him were gonna be Monster City. That was the initial plan. We had spoke with Lex, all this was like locked in, that was the whole move. We had even told the homie that didn't want none of this to happen, like the whole Monsters and Marijuana being dropped under Rhymesick.
Right.
We had even said like, we'll wait till he's done. Then he could sign, and then we'll do the Monster City thing. So that was the initial plan. And so the night that I signed with Rhymesick, I'd already talked and did the meetings and signed, but then the night that I announced it, it was like September 19th of 2000, I don't even remember, dude, 2014, 15, something like that.
When you announced what?
That I was the new artist on Rhymesick, and we came out
Solo?
here for yeah, it was just solo.
I think it was 15.
And I came out here for the May Day show on September 19th. I remember what year it was. I know it was September 19th. I'll never forget that day. I announced it, and then I went to go chill with Slow Pain at the hotel, and we were talking about it, and then Travis was like, yo, dog, like, we would have signed you, fools. You know, like, we would have signed you in solo and this and that. And I'm like, well, that's cool, bro. Like, you should have fucking told me this 2 months ago
Right.
or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Hindsight's
why'd you
20/20,
wait
bro.
until we announced it, you know what I'm saying? So, we're chilling in the hotel, whatever, we're all kicking, and Scylla ends up coming through to the hotel, and we're all chilling, and we're talking about it again, and Scylla catches wind of Slow Pain wanting to sign us. And, like I said, our initial plan was to sign with Slow Pain. We thought that was the better decision. That was our initial plan. It was rejection that kept us from asking, so the moment that Scylla caught wind that Slow Pain wanted us, he was like, yo, I'm gonna sign with Slow Pain. And I was just like, I wasn't upset. I'm like, I respect your decision. Like that was my boy, that was my brother.
Right.
So I was like, anything that you do, like, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't have no problem with that. While that night at the same show, Jem performed as well. And they was like, yo, we want to sign her. We want to sign her. And I was like, no, don't. Like, she's not ready right now. Like, she's just not ready as an artist. Like, she just doesn't have the work ethic. Like, just don't do it. She's not ready right now.
And she was part of Ill Advisory with you already.
Well... We were kind of like in a fallout at this time. We kind of like were in.
But your prior, your history with her.
Yeah, me and her. That's how we even like met each other. Was she came through and she was Ill Advisory prior to any of this situation, and then so that night after we seen her perform and like they seen the reaction from the crowd and everything, they're just like, "Yo, we're gonna sign her," and I'm like, "Well, fuck, like, if that's your choice, then let's do this little group thing." You know what I'm saying? Like
We're gonna do it. Let's do it.
We'll just do Monster City, me and her, and we'll just do it that way. I mean, we both knew it was a good decision. We both knew that business-wise, like a female and a male group and whatever would be, it would be tight.
It's a good marketing plan.
Yeah.
So we knew that it was definitely approachable that way, and we ended up signing to the label like that. And then me and Scylla had a fallout because of that, and he was like, kind of like. Well, not kinda. There's no beating around the bush. It wasn't no kinda. It was, oh, well, you kicked me out of Monster City. But I didn't kick nobody out of Monster City. I didn't kick no one out of Monster City. If you didn't want to... Monster City was a movement, bro. And a lot of... Like, there was some people who got mad because too many people was repping it. I mean, I'm like, yo, bro, so if Tech Nine... If that would be like Tech Nine saying the next motherfucker to get a Strange Music tattoo, I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. Quit repping my shit, dog.
Stop it. I'm done.
Quit repping my shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I
the
give
thing
up.
about Monster City was it was supposed to be a movement, bro. And there's way more people than aside just from that super group that I named, like Native King, my homie Wally, he writes Goon, he reps my Graph Crew. Like, there's a whole bunch of people that rep this shit, bro, because it was not just supposed to be a rap thing. You know what I'm saying? It was a movement. It was for
Right.
people to rep that shit. And so like I said, I never kicked nobody out, but he felt like I kicked him out because he still wanted to do, like, he felt like, well, even though I was signed to Slow Pain, why couldn't we still do the Monster City thing? And it was like, well, the way that I felt was like, I'm not trying to cut Slow Pain, I'm not trying to cut Rhyme Sick a piece, and then I'm not trying to split profits between me and you after whatever we get left.
And then
you know what I'm
not
saying?
only that, but figure out tours and all that stuff on separate labels.
The Incredible Hulk movie type shit. Get Universal involved with too many different studios.
So and that was
Never
the thing.
works out.
Yeah, we
Sony's
didn't-
still pissed about Spider-Man.
Nerd.
So that's how like the with that's how like the whole Monster City thing came to be, and
As the public knows Monster City.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's hella dope.
me and Jem.
Yeah.
And like I said, like people.
That's what I'm saying. The mainstream
Yeah.
outside of Denver,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
they
that's
know
what
as
everyone-
Monster
that's who
City.
you toured
because
with
that's
and
what,
Jets.
that's what we finally
Right.
solidified it as. You know what I'm saying? Like I even had to let all the people know that was repping it. Like yo, from now on, like.
We're
But
Monster
yeah, Monster
City.
City. Well, and you know, like it wasn't just like that. But the thing was like, you know, me and Jen, it's a group. Like we're gonna do this group thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was still a movement. I still want everyone. Like everybody should rep your shit. It should always be a movement, bro.
Right.
It should never not be a movement.
Shout
You know
out
what I'm saying?
Era 21, baby.
Shout out Caspar.
Yo, shout out movements, nigga.
Movements.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Hashtag.
hashtag movements, baby. And that's the thing. Like so, we that's how we ended up like doing the whole Monster City thing.
That's
and
way
then
dope. My wife bumps Monster City still.
A lot. I mean, I don't
Quite
really,
a bit. My boy didn't go to sleep for a while without hearing Jen sing.
Bro,
Like, for a
honestly,
long
me and
time.
Duke, I mean, not all artists are this way, but like, I don't really listen. I got about a handful of
I don't listen to
mainstream artists
rap.
that don't rap before 2003 that I listen to. Like, right, listen for Zolotry, you know what I
Right.
mean?
All local shit.
I don't want to hate on you, dog, but how come your shits is so expensive?
I gotta go.
I'm not even so, dog. I
What
really
shit?
peep. Hold up. So the sweater that I wanted, dog, the white sweater, no hood.
That shit.
Bro, so cold with the upside down
That shit
cross
like $90.
and the Mesn on the back, bro. I even had Mesn. I was like, bro, I wanted to say your name and then I will buy it. Then he sends me the link. I'm like, dog, $75 for a hoodie with no hood. Damn.
So the thing is with Ray John is that I mean, on some real shit, like as dumb as it sounds, bro, to get full print T-shirts like that, it's really not that cheap. So
no, I
was gonna say, like, honestly,
yeah,
like,
I
okay,
see.
so like for the T-shirts, it's $30 for a full print T-shirt. It's
Yeah.
$30. Like, I don't remember the exact price.
Yeah, I looked
believe
at
it was like
them all.
29.
All I remember specifically, mainly, and then the hoodie
the one he
was like
wanted.
95.
Yeah.
I thought you
okay.
meant the ones he wears. That's what my was about.
No, the
Okay, so here's the thing. With Ray John it's like a website that I just put my designs up, and then you could purchase through their website and they print it. So like,
and
I
then
don't
they
get
give you a
physical copies of that.
They
shit.
give you a markup, and then
I
they
get
do
a
all the
cut.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I get
Yeah.
a cut of that.
I used to
because
have a
design
thing
stuff.
like that
Dynamic
too. Yeah.
does that
Like
type
that-
of shit.
They don't give me like too much more than half, but I do get more than half of my profits. You
We
know what I'm
got-
saying?
we got
So
every
anybody
20.
that goes and buys my shit, I do get more than half of my profits. But the thing is like, you know, it's not that it's my choice to sell it for that much, but on some real shit, bro. Printing a full print T-shirt, I would end up selling it for like 45 or 50, just to make my return after what I physically paid for that. And the full print hoodies I have, like the one that has the whole green piece on it,
Mhm.
and it like that one, the way that I laid out the design on the hoodie, it would be like on the sleeve and everything, and then the rest is like all galaxy fucking background and shit. But that's like a full, or like I know you guys have seen the full print hoodies on like Wish and shit, or like they sell
Like a
them
3D hoodie?
how they have like the
With
Rick,
the
you know,
kitty
the Rick
cats
and
on it.
Morty one I got. It's like all
Uh-huh.
Rick and Morty, or the Dragon Ball ones that I have. That's
Yeah.
like all covered.
I seen them.
Those are full print.
Want them
Okay,
shits,
yeah, I
yeah.
get
That's
what you
the
mean.
difference with like those shirts and like I
Yeah.
have shirts like this.
Yeah.
I have shirts on the website like that, and they are cheaper. They are
Those
cheaper
shits
for
are still
that.
hella expensive
But
though.
they're probably
That's
like
screen
I was gonna
print?
say for one like
That's
this,
not violent. That's dope.
for one like this, for one like that with the design just on the front, is probably gonna be like $25. You know what I'm saying? But the full print T-shirts are 30. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, honestly, like I said, I know, like I don't know exactly
How much did you ever sell regular? Did you ever do merch before this site?
Oh yeah, when I press my like screen print cat heads and shit, I just push them for $20 a shirt. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
What about?
the
Did
thing
you ever
is,
do
is
hoodies like that?
Hoodies? No, I was looking into it, and then the hoodies were just like I said. The thing is these people want to just tax so much to print them. You know what I'm saying? And
Everybody
like,
has to get paid when they go through a different site.
Man,
Well,
I don't do sites. I know
I was gonna
people.
say,
Yeah, I know
yeah,
people
that's
now.
the thing. That's why, like in my shirts, it's cool because I could get the hookup. You know what I'm saying? Like it.
Right, it makes a
I was
difference.
gonna say I had to pause because I'm like, do I really want to say this right now? But here's the thing, I could fucking get a shirt printed for a good price, $10, fucking $9 a tee,
Right.
and then flip it for 20. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people want to wax, bro. A lot of people tax so much, and then like, it just depends on these companies go by the colors, the sizes.
Yep,
You
yep.
know, all these different things, bro. That's why, like, when I print my own shit, I usually just try to stick just black and
Black
white.
and white.
Black and white, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't do black and white, I just stick with one color. You know, just one solid color. So, with the Ray John thing, like that really helped me.
Like they're super tight designs, dog.
Oh,
They
yeah.
really
Oh,
are.
hella
Don't
dope.
get me wrong. I
And-
still fucking
And
want
believe
one.
me, because immediately, like even Seuss has told me, he's like fucking. They are really expensive, like, but I always say I'm like they're, you know, like Kanye West sells bum clothes for $5,000. You know
But
what
look
I'm
at
saying?
his clientele also.
And that's my point, is that there's a market for everything. You know what I'm saying? That if, you know, me and my dad was talking about it one day, and he was asking me how much I sell my canvases for, and before I lowered the prices on my canvases, I used to sell my canvases for $150. And the thing was I was able to sell my canvases for $150, but it was just a certain clientele. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing. Like I said, like we were saying with art, there's really no price to it.
No.
You really can't set a price to artwork because as long as it just, the meaning is what's valuable to the person.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are willing to pay excess amounts of money for something
For
that
crazy
means so
shit.
much to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I get that. My homie Reggie, shout out Reggie 307. You know my homie Reggie? Okay, well he sells not necessarily what you do. Have you seen the ones that they're like the silhouette paintings? That's what he does. So, but
we
yeah,
were just talking about that shit today.
his prices are in the like hundreds, but his are all commission pieces also.
See, and I do commission too, and then that's the thing. Like I sell my canvases for 50 a canvas. They're 16 by 20, but I'll do a commission piece for 100. You know what I'm saying? I raise the price, but I do commission. You know what I'm saying?
So if you haven't looked at Mesn, like his artwork is
Hella
fucking sick.
Hella fucking
It's
dope.
ridiculous. That was one of the first things that, as a person, because I didn't know
Yeah.
him, like, other than meeting him, like, a couple times, like, what up? Like, we didn't know each other before I went to his house. And he was showing me this notebook they took on tour with him, and, like, every page was a name, but it was the same name in the whole entire book. But it was done in a different style, in, like, different, just a fucking million different ways. And it was so sick, because I grew up fucking doing graffiti, too. And so the level that you took it to, like, the cat that I learned from was from Denver. So my original style was nonstop, and that came from Denver, and I learned how to do it, made it my own shit, and now it's not even nothing like
You
that.
mean like one-liners?
Yeah.
Like
just-
just continuous,
Yeah.
not yeah.
We were talking about that shit too today. Motherfuckers just coming up and
Yeah. That's how I learned how to tag.
Yeah,
My
'cause
original tag, Mofo B, was just a fucking nonstop, bro.
My homeboy Avic, rest in peace to Avic. He was the first person I ever seen do a one-line tosser.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what my tossers are all one
just
liners, yeah.
all in one line, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh no,
And
tosser's
I got-
the big piece, right?
No,
like what you did your
toss-
lesson one.
Well, that's just, to me. To me, I do, like I said, I always do that Mesn piece. So to me, I could like just do it real quick, like a tosser.
Yeah.
But I would consider that like just like a quick little burner. But like bubble letters, just a quick little throw up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's we call them tossers, and fucking like he would just do a one-liner, like a one-liner tosser, real quick, bro. Avic, and I'm just like, damn.
My shit was just a script, just.
Oh, like just a hand tag.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, and like I have a one-liner hand tag, and then I have like a one-liner like bubble letter. Like even if I wanted, I could fill it in and then like outline it in one line. You know what I'm saying? But do hollows just in like one line. And Avic was the first person I ever seen do that, and I'm like, damn, this fool just did like a whole bubble letter piece in one line. You know, I was like, oh, that shit blew my mind, bro. Well, I've been doing artwork, and like I started graphing when I was 13, but I've been doing artwork since I was a little kid. I wanted to like be a cartoon. I wanted to have my own cartoon, like be a cartoon artist like that. And fucking, that's what I wanted to do when I was a child.
I think that was like one of the first.
do it, bro.
One of the first things that I liked about your shit too was the fucking cartoon shit of your fucking graffiti. Cause graffiti cartoons unique from like anything, like
Right.
anime. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
its
yeah.
own thing.
Yeah, and
That's-
I try to practice like all kinds of cartoons. So like I've done anime style, like I've drawn Dragon
I still want
Ball
to get a
Z
flash piece
shit.
for my boy.
Oh, I
For
could,
his room.
you want like the Chiba style or the Chibi? You know,
I
like
don't
the
care.
little baby.
Just make it sick. I don't. Just fucking surprise us.
But see, like I didn't because I don't have a photographic memory like that. Like I can look at something, like not realism. Like my mentor Pyro, he always tell me like, quit saying you can't, quit saying I can't, bro. Like,
Right.
Quit saying that shit. But like realism, like I've never tried. It's not that I can't. I've never tried fucking like drawing a Coke bottle.
You never
know what I'm
have?
saying? No,
Oh
I've never
fuck!
tried.
That's how I learned how to draw. Like that was my first piece I ever did on black paper ever.
Oh damn! Okay, that's fresh, bro.
You know what I mean? Ever.
Yeah.
That was my second one ever. I was in the joint, bro. I was already like 25 when I was doing those. You know what I mean?
Seeing like that's the thing, like shading and all that. I never really practiced none of that. You know.
Like
so-
that. That's what I loved about that too, because it was my first challenge, because it was reverse shading. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it was on black paper, so you had to do everything backwards.
And with with cartoons and shit, like I wanted to create my own cartoon, but like I could look at a cartoon and draw hands, but I can't just draw a hand without looking at a cartoon or a already posed hand.
Oh,
You know
for
what I'm
real?
saying? Yeah, like I can't just.
Oh,
It's so hard
repetition,
for
dog.
me. Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I know that, like, after I had drawn
Like your tosser,
Goku,
fool?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say after I had drawn Goku so many times, I could draw Goku, but it was only like
Right.
in that one certain pose. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have been able to like just know.
So when you was
how
a
an-
kid,
shock
did you
expression-
draw like other, like I grew up, so I'm 32 now, bro. So in like the early mid 90s, before Space Jam even, I was drawing like the Looney Tunes. So
Oh, I
I could
love
still
to draw the Looney
right now I
Tunes.
could draw Taz, like off the
Yeah?
top of my head. Yeah, to this day, bro. I could draw Hey Arnold off the top of my head. I haven't drawn that shit since like elementary school, bro.
I don't know. I guess I've never tried to draw anything.
But like
off
how
the
you
top of my
saying
head like
you don't
that.
have a photographic memory, I
No.
do. I still remember Japanese from high school. I took Japanese 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, you got a crazy sense of memory, bro.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I
You're
can't
like a
do
fucking
that.
robot.
With that shit, like, the thing is I, like,
I could draw abstract versions of shit that I've seen. Like, I can make a crazy cool little cartoon Batman. You know, like shit like that. But I can't make like a Darth Vader off my memory just because I.
Oh yeah,
I've
that was
seen
like
him.
I remember. So that's how I got into Star Wars was Darth Vader. I remember it. Fucking, that was the first Star Wars shit I ever drew. Is in 2nd grade. Me and my homie Thomas Bush at Wind River Elementary. We went to the library every whatever day of the week it was and check out a book. I would always check out the drawing books. So I pulled the Star Wars book one day, and I'd never seen Star Wars, and my homie's telling me about, oh, this guy. And then he brought me a VHS. I was about to say burned. It was all recorded. All the movies, like on Thanksgiving, he set it up and then he recorded it and like had the commercials and everything in it still. And so that's how I seen Star Wars all 3 episodes the first time. And
kids don't know nothing about that.
nothing. This was before the remastered, before Jabba's palace was all fancy, before they had all the CGI people dancing and shit.
My grandma used to do that. Like, literally every movie you could think of, bro, she had recorded and had, like, the commercials.
Mhm.
That's why, like, you saying that, bro, brings... I remember, because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, bro, and she used to have, like, I think it was, like, Live in Bucharest, if I'm not mistaken, but it was one of his live concerts that he did on HBO or something. I don't even remember. But she had it recorded and had all the commercials and shit, bro. And it's so tight to go watch that. It's like all the nostalgia from
Right.
Yeah,
right.
bro.
It's
Like
totally
I still
blowing
remember
my
the
mind
first
and
Super
shit.
Bowl I watched. I was in 3rd grade. It was Cowboys and the Steelers. It was like 94 I think.
I do.
But like, bro, I remember like the commercials. I remember the Super Bowl commercials, dog. Like the Pepsi Bears from the Super Bowl. I remember the Budweiser frogs, the Budweiser horses that kicked the field goal. Bro, I remember that shit.
I remember the
Nostalgia got me fucked up.
recycle, reduce, reuse dinosaurs. That song. I remember that. The California Raisins.
I remember the Ninja Turtles theme song.
Fuck.
Like the 80s cartoon, right?
Early 90s. Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Teenage
How old are you,
Mutant
Mesn?
Turtles.
Yeah.
Heroes in the half shot.
Turtle Power.
I'm 26.
You're the oldest one in this room at 32? 32?
See, I grew up on a lot of old shit though. Like,
Yeah.
if you were to listen to my playlist, I was just telling someone the other day, a lot of my playlist on my music really isn't even like rap. You know, like
I don't listen to a lot of rap.
I'm not
I'll be
gonna
honest.
lie, man. You'll fucking hear like some O-Town. You'll hear some O-Town. You'll hear like Sugarland. You guys know that song? That song "Stay," that stat ass song everyone knows where she cries in the music
Yep.
video and shit.
Yep.
I listen to like the Manhattans, the Temptations. Like I just listen to a lot of soft ass shit, bro. You know, I like to be
Bro,
sad.
like honestly, that's real music though. So
Nah, it really
I
is.
listen to 90s pop with my wife. We like to listen to 90s and like late 80s pop music.
Yeah, I be listening.
I
to
like 80s
Prince
pop music,
Like I
honestly.
said, my
I
biggest,
can't say
like,
90s, but
My biggest inspiration, like in general,
Well, like
in
early
life
90s
is Michael
shit.
Jackson. Like even as a kid, like if you asked me, yo, what do you want to be when you grow up? It was never like an astronaut or like a firefighter, like none of that shit. People be like,
Michael
"What do you want?"
Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, bro. Like to this day, I still want to be Michael Jackson, dog. You know, like, and I remember like when I was like 4 years old, like the very first time I can remember receiving shit for Christmas and shit, I had asked for a microphone. Like I wanted a microphone so bad. I was probably like 4 years old, bro, and I remember getting one. Like I was so happy about that shit, about having a mic and this and that. Like I've always wanted to do music and shit like that and be
Forever.
an entertainer. Yeah, since I was a child. Like I never wanted to approach like a 9 to 5 that like school helps you get through and shit like that. I always wanted to follow my dreams. You know? Yeah, like I said, as a child, I never like. But as I got older, you know, like I said, I liked drawing and shit like that. I wanted
Sorry.
to fucking
you should warn us. We can edit it.
Yeah,
out.
right? My bad, people.
fucking guy. Anyways, hold on, I don't want to lose track.
Big dreams.
Yeah, I was
big
gonna say,
dreams.
as I got older, like, I had other shit that I wanted to do. Like, I kind of, like, as I got older, I realized, like, not everybody's gonna fucking make it in music and this and that, you know, so that's why I wanted to do art. I remember I started, like, when I was 8 years old, bro, I was the first the first music that had really like caught my ear aside from Michael Jackson, because I've been listening to him since I was a child, bro. The first music that ever really caught my attention and like caught my ear was Psychopathic Records.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been a juggalo since I was 7 years old, dog. So like they were the ones who like really like I would pay attention to the music and like enjoyed and remembered the lyrics, like who I could first remember being a fan of. You know,
That's
When
really
you,
cool.
But when you said it was a Psychopathic in general, or was it just ICP?
no, it was at that time when I first heard anything Psychopathic, it was just ICP. But then I'd heard Twisted and shit like that, and then like, I mean, anybody who's listened to or knows Psychopathic, like they know that Jamie Madrox is lyrically the fucking best on that label. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah.
So at that time, the like any kind of lyrical influence or anything like that came, like I was really inspired by Jamie Madrox. But as a child,
That's way
like
cool.
before I really started trying to be a rapper, like I remember being a little kid, and I would like take like Esham lyrics, I would take like ABK lyrics, and I would be like rapping them at school and shit. Like, yeah, dog, I spit that shit. I wrote that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else knew that shit. Nobody else knew Esham lyrics or
Right,
ABK
right.
I wrote
Especially in
it. I
Denver
wrote
too.
it.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in Lakewood?
No, I grew up in Westwood, which honestly, if you're on Sheridan and Alameda, which is exactly like right where I live off of, on the east side of Sheridan is Denver, and you'll notice that all the street signs are green,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the other side of Sheridan, literally across the street, all the street signs are blue, because across that street is Lakewood and Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And now I live on the Lakewood side, like just a couple blocks west of Sheridan.
Where you grew up at?
Well, I grew up off of Federal in Kentucky. I grew up just a couple blocks down from the Westwood projects. Like I grew up like in the heart of Westwood. So Westwood is the southwest side of Denver. Like it's in South Federal, you know what I'm saying? But on the west side of Denver for sure.
Okay.
So it's southwest, but that's where I grew up. And Lakewood, like I said, Lakewood is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. But everything's so big out there. Like
Right.
Littleton is a big area, you know. Denver's big as fuck.
That's how you call Casper your second home. Denver's my second home. Like all my homies that I grew up with, their families from there. So when I used to run away, I used to go to Denver. I used to live down on 6th and Pearl, down on like 3rd and Galapago, down on the west side, bro. Like in it used to be Inca Hood, where there ain't no Incas no more, but like it's all Gville now. You know what I mean? Where all the G's live at now.
Mm-hmm. And see, before I had left anywhere, the Roxy was my home away from home. You know what I'm saying? Before I had left outside of Colorado, that was my home away from home. And then really, like, honestly, with Casper was the first place I ever left state and, like, came to. As a child, I remember I went to New Mexico one time as a kid. I was out there for, like, a weekend or some shit, 4th of July weekend or some shit. And then I went to Cheyenne one time again as a child with my sister. But like I never really went anywhere on my own and traveled by myself.
Right.
And so the first time I had ever came out to Casper, that was the first time I'd ever traveled alone. I literally her name was Amy, and like I know her, I know her as a person and her name, but I didn't know her, bro. I didn't know anything about this chick.
And you just rode up here?
And she who I caught a ride with.
Where's she from? Denver or from here?
I don't even want to say she's from Wyoming, but I think she either stayed in Douglas or stayed in Casper, but I knew her through my homeboy Anthony, who lives in Douglas.
Okay.
So that's how I knew her. And she was coming back to Wyoming from Colorado, so I caught the ride with her. Sonny Nuke was doing the show with Seuss. He was doing Wonderfest at the Wonder Bar. And Sonny Nuke invited me to come do a set with him. That was the same night that I battled DJ Nike.
I was there that night. That was when Fate battled. Who did he battle that night? I remember that night we were talking about though. J Dollar.
He was there.
Yep.
Yep. J Dollar was there. Shanice was there. Like the whole little squad.
I was there.
Bro, okay, so
That was before I was even doing music at all, bro.
This is definitely one of my funniest stories because everything was so crazy that night for my first time. Like I had so many mixed emotions. I was so happy about Casper, then I was like, yo, fuck Casper, I want to go home. I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, I'll never go back. Like, it was just so many mixed emotions.
My homies was mad at me because I was all broncoed out. They're like, what, bro? He's battling fools from Denver. You're fucking wearing Denver shit like
Oh,
that.
fuck. See, and I wasn't even supposed
Have you seen my closet, bro? I don't have much to work with.
Everybody knows I'm emotional.
And it's like, well, out here, you know, we don't have a team, so what am I supposed to rep, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys got to rep the closest thing you can. So Broncos, I love all you guys for repping Broncos. That's what.
Honestly, like
don't
out
watch
here
sports,
in Wyoming, because
so
we
it's
don't
okay.
have a team, like it's probably 60% Broncos, and then the rest is all dynasty teams like Steelers, Cowboys, Packers,
Right.
Niners, like the other teams that always win
Patriots,
all.
shit like that.
Now, new age shit
A
kind of.
lot of Raiders fans.
That's the old cats. and the cats who don't really watch football.
I don't watch
What were we
football at
talking
all.
about? Like I said, really, there's just so many mixed emotions throughout the night. I remember when I was coming to Casper, like I said, I was with this girl and I didn't really know her. It was like raining, and it's already windy, bro. It's already windy as fuck on the way here. Like, out here, it's so windy.
No way.
You could feel it. Like, bro, being in Colorado, driving out here, like, that shit's, the wind scared me, bro. So, like, it was raining, like, it was hella raining. It was nighttime, so it's dark as fuck. Ain't no street lights on the way up here, bro. Like, ain't no highway lights.
No,
and shit
fool,
like
once
we
you
got.
pass the Colorado state line, you got Cheyenne. Like 15 minutes later, after that, it's black.
Bro, no, and
And you always hit,
even,
like, 40
even
mile
before
an
then,
hour
like,
wind.
we get to places like once we get, honestly, Fort Collins is kind of lit, but once you like get past like the Budweiser factory, all lights go away. You know
Until
what I'm
you
saying?
get to
gotta
like
through
Cheyenne, and then
Wellington.
that's
Chug
it.
Yeah, gotta
water.
get through Wellington, get through Carr, then you get to Cheyenne, which is pretty lit, and then you get to some other stages or some other cities. So like it was dark, bro, dark as fuck, and she was doing like 90. She was doing like 90, bro, and I was just so fucking scared. I had so much anxiety the whole ride. I thought I was gonna die, bro. And my homie Sonny Nuke, I was in Wheatland. And Wheatland is about like what, an hour 30, hour and 45 minutes away from Casper, if I'm not mistaken.
About that.
So I was in Wheatland. I wasn't even supposed to battle Nike that night, bro. I was supposed to come out here and perform with my boy on his set. Like, not even do my own set, just be a part of his set. And he sends me a message and he's like, yo, bro, you want to battle this cat? Want to battle this fool named DJ Nike? And I was like, I don't know. Like, kind of, you know, give me a description of him. Tell me what he looks like, this and that. So he kind of described Nike to me, told me what he looks like, this and that. Like, kind of try to give me a little bit of rocks in my pocket. And I was like, at first I was like, yeah, I'm down. And then as we're getting there, like, I'm trying to think of bars and shit that I'm gonna rap. I of course I didn't prepare for this. All rap battles are pre-written and all prepared before. You know, some battles are fucking months in advance to their date.
You're talking about like the acapella style, the grind time battles.
Yeah. So when I had accepted the battle and told him, I said I want 2 1-minute acapella rounds. That's what I agreed to. And then I had hit up Sonny Nuke and I was like, nah, I'm scared. I'm scared, bro. I don't got bars. I don't got shit. I'm scared. Straight up. And Nuke was like, alright, I can respect that, bro. Like, I'm not hating or nothing. I'd never met Seuss. I just known Seuss through watching the battles, seeing him at battles. I didn't know him personally.
Right.
So I got to, I ended up getting to Casper. I went to Douglas to meet my homeboy Anthony first. And then we drove to Casper. And when I got there, Seuss came up on me. I'd been introduced to Seuss, and he was like, oh, so what up, dog? You're the one who's going to battle my homie? And it was Seuss. I'd known him and shit. I didn't want to look like a bitch, so I was like, fuck yeah, I'm about to battle your homie, dog. What's good? Let's do this right now. I don't give a fuck. Where's your homie at? You know? But
who wants some?
On some real shit, I was scared. I didn't want to do it, bro. I was not prepared. I just didn't want to look like a bitch in front of Seuss. You know what I'm saying? Like, on some real shit. And I was like, yeah.
Resume building experiment.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm down. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm the one who's going to battle your boy. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget it. Everything had already been pretty much done. Like, everything had died down. Me and Sonny Nuke rocked our set, and then me and Nike was the last thing of the night, if I'm not mistaken. I know that they kept doing freestyles on the mic and shit. Fade was there. A lot of people was there just fucking around and shit. We did the battle, and we're getting ready to go. They all have the cameras going because it's for the Cushion Coffins League and shit. And we're getting ready to go. Seuss is introducing the rappers, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, he's like, all right, let's go. And they fucking drop a beat. And immediately I was like, oh, no, cut this shit. Cut, turn that off. Fuck this. I did not agree to this. I told y'all 2 minutes, one round. Like, bro, like we were just talking about it. You guys seen it upstairs. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a diva. Like, I get sad about shit, and I will let it be known that I'm sad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, I didn't agree to this, bro. I told you I wanted 2 rounds, 1 minute, acapella, dog. I didn't say on a beat. Bro, anybody that, like, I'll freestyle. I could freestyle, but the thing is like, when I freestyle, it's easy to freestyle because you just rap about anything. I'll rap about this. I'll rap about Darth Vader. I'll rap about anything.
Right.
But when you're battling, that's topic. That's like, bust a freestyle about this Whole Foods attire right now and make that shit raw. You know? And then especially on a beat, what's hard about doing it on a beat is you gotta be...
They done it on 8.
You know,
Two,
honestly,
three,
Rick Bliss,
four,
Rick
one,
Bliss
two.
just told me that shit for Rapper's Delight. He's like, yo, bro, maybe you should think about trying acapella.
No, because the thing is you'll hear a lot of people say it. There's a lot of acapella battle rappers who can't write a beat because in battle rap there is no 1, 2, 3, 4. You could use as many syllables.
You're talking about nowadays battle rap,
Yeah.
though. Okay,
Yeah.
because I grew up battle rapping on beats.
Yeah, where it was like
In like
8
the
Mile
early
style,
2000,
yeah, it was
before
like-
8 Mile though, so I always like put
8
that
Mile
in
shit.
before 8 Mile, but
see,
like
but
that.
the thing was no matter what, the first time 8 Mile became the first time battle rap had became a mainstream thing, that's how it was witnessed. Was on 8 Mile and threw a beat and freestyle off the top of the head. It ain't like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know that now.
So, on a beat, it's just way harder to even to acapella battle somebody is one thing. Like, it's easy to freestyle and think of some shit when you have all the time in the world. But when you're writing a beat, you have to be on time with that beat, and that beat tells you what to do.
Right.
And you have to say some tight shit, all in that 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mhm.
So, I cut it. I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm not down. And Seuss was like, look, man, my boy wants to do a beat. You didn't want to. Can we just like do 1 round on a
I
beat
remember all this,
and
bro.
1 round a cappella? And I was like, man, like, that's not what I agreed to, but fuck it. Fuck it, I'll do it. You know
I
what I'm saying?
remember.
And,
You got short hair back then.
yep, I did. I had no tattoos. I had a fade, bro. I look completely different at
Way
that time.
different. This is all
Go
coming
yeah,
back
if
to
you
me now,
go back
bro.
and watch the video, bro, like, I look completely different. And this was, at the time, this was when I was, like, really trying to be heavy into the battle scene. Like, I've always done music and will never, like, leave that. But I wanted to show people, like, yo, I could do music and battle, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you guys don't approach the music scene or vice versa.
A lot of
doesn't mean-
people think that it's
Yeah,
hard for
yeah,
that.
it's like we could step into it too, you know what I'm saying? The difference with us is, like I said, music cats, we could ride a beat, you know what I'm saying?
Every
A lot of
time.
battle raps, their syllables extend so far without a beat, you could have as many syllables as you want and
Right.
extend your shit as long as you want for your
Right.
punchline or whatever. So, we did the acapella and the beat, and I choked, bro. I choked the first round. I'll never forget that shit, and I was so sad about it. The first round that I had already, like, I just took a verse. I just took a verse from something that I had wrote off of my mixtape I was working on at the time. And I started spitting the verse, and I caught it. Yo, I felt like Eminem, dog, for real. I felt like Eminem on some 8 Mile shit. Not gonna lie, bro. And I was getting it, and then I slipped. I couldn't remember what I had said because the verse was so fresh. I couldn't remember what the fuck I said, and I started trying to freestyle. And then in the video, I'm like literally, I'm like, yo, what up? Yeah, you know, and they finally just cut it, dog, and I was like, oh my god, like, I knew that I had to redeem myself because this was a whole little, like, fucking Wyoming versus Colorado type thing, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I gotta redeem myself, like, I can't fucking look like a clown. And with the acapella, it was easier. It was easier for me to think, be more composed, be able to have better bars, and I knew that I had to, like, redeem myself. And
Had to
like,
get it back. Had to get it back.
I'll never forget it, bro, because we were doing the acapella, and Seuss was like, this was Seuss's boy. He was like on his side, like, and he's standing in his corner of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And I was getting in the beginning of my verse, and I told Nike, I was like, I heard you're the only crackhead in Wyoming with chi-chis. Well, and here's the thing, I wanna make this known too before I even continue. I didn't know Nike was like the fucking DJ Chones of Cass, but I didn't know he was like the radio DJ out here, bro. You know, I didn't know that people knew him and had already heard of him through like like DJ Chones.
Nike's 10 years older than me.
And that's like, of course, you guys don't know who DJ Chones is, you know what I'm saying? But everyone in Denver, Colorado, listen to KS 107.5 and know who DJ Chones is. You know what I'm saying? So
I know who Dizzy D is.
I didn't see, and if he's like a radio DJ in Denver, I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? But like, or if you know Kathy Lee and fucking Lendl, or I forget their fucking names, Lendl B and Kathy or whatever. Kendall B and Kathy, Larry and Kendall in the morning or whatever. I forget their fucking
I have no
names.
idea what you're
But they're
talking
like
I
a
feel
morning
so.
show.
I feel you.
And I didn't know that Nike was like the DJ Chones
Yeah.
of the whole little radio station. Like I didn't know that. So I thought like I was just battling like some cat,
dude.
you know.
Yeah,
I
DJ
didn't
Nike.
know he named DJ Nike, bro. I was kind of like, bro, you're named DJ Nike. You know what I'm saying? And I like honestly, had I known that, I'd have probably definitely already been like 10 times as nervous as I already was. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I do feel like I won that battle. I do feel like I went home the winner. We never announced a winner or anything, but like it was of course for like the fans to decide and shit. But like everybody who's in the ring is gonna be like, oh yeah, I won. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily. I won't say that I 3-0'd him. We ended up doing 3 rounds, and then on my 3rd round, I started with the first round all over again, and then started freestyling. You know what I'm saying? But I remember when I had said that about I was like, I heard you're the only crackhead in Wyoming with Chi-Chi's. And this was Seuss just busted out laughing hard, bro. Like, Seuss just started cracking up laughing, and Nike just looked at him like, the fuck, bro? Like, why you like you're supposed to be in my corner, you know, type of look, bro. And like, I'll never forget that night. And me and Nike was supposed to do a rematch. Like, we had set up a rematch to do a rematch, and then one of his boys at the radio station had passed away. Rest in peace to dude. I don't know his name, but I know it was Nike's homeboy at the station and shit, and whatever had happened at that time, we didn't end up doing the battle because of that situation. But we were supposed to. Yo, Nike, if you're watching this, dog, we still finna do a rematch, and I'm winning again, homie.
And then after that one, he's gonna do the original battle he never did with Q.
Yep. I'm never doing that cute. So I'm down to do that too.
You heard it first. NFN TV right here.
Yo, we were on tour, and when we brought it up, like I was on tour writing battle bars and shit. Like I was getting prepared and ready. And like the thing about Q, bro, is like I'm not gonna lie, like he might be like an up and comer or whatever, and like but the thing is I seen him at Rappers Delight and shit. Like I heard his music, and like he's not one to be slept on. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. When I was writing for the battle, I didn't like take it lightly by any means. You know, like honestly, when I started battling, I would try to like not give it my full 100. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would try to like. I knew that the Battle League was giving me opponents just to like kind of give me a feel of it, and I was feeling like
Get your foot in the door type shit.
And since I'm like, well, since I'm putting my toes in the water, I don't have to give it my full 100 because I had I look at Facebook's profiles, I look at YouTube's, I go check out SoundClouds, whatever I have to, I'll get any dirt that I can and have to, you know what I'm saying? So I always study my opponents, but like I said with Q, I knew that like he definitely, like I said, I always dumbed it down with my opponents because I knew that I didn't have to give it my full capacity to win the battle, but with Q, I knew he was dope. And I didn't know what to expect from him because you don't have videos of him battling or anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see that aspect of it. But I'm not even gonna lie, bro. When I was writing, I even told Seuss, I was like, "This is it. This battle is my 400, bro. Like I'm going Ultra Instinct Goku on this."
Ooh,
one, you know
we gotta get that thing,
yeah,
bro.
Like I'm not lying. Like I was like, this battle will be the battle that niggas know that I'm capable of fucking doing these battle bars that you fools talk about and shit like that. Like even Eminem has found a way to really put it in music and have like battle style bars.
Right.
Like what did he say? Like I'm deserving a pat on the back like a fucking Patriots jersey or something like that, bro. And I'm just like, ugh. Like
He's insane. It's Wheezy's like that, the punchlines and shit.
And
Punchlines
it's
for
so
days.
it's so deep and fucking detailed at this point. And like Daylight, how like he doesn't, his punchlines are like just a play on words You know what I'm saying? He don't necessarily have a punchline that's so blatant. You gotta really pay attention to what he's saying for you to catch the punchline. And Battle, like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Battle has really, really, really fucking stepped up people's, like...
So are you willing to battle Q?
Yeah, I am, bro.
Okay.
I'm definitely willing to do that, bro. And I'm gonna just say it right now, like, if you're watching, bro, you gotta fucking give it your all. Because, like I said, this is Ultra Instinct Goku, bro. Like, I'm not... People are gonna quit sleeping. In the battle scene, people will quit sleeping on me over that shit, bro. Because that was the thing. That's what I was tired about.
Did you see the cipher that we just put out?
I did watch that with like Rick Bliss and everybody, right?
Q and me and Duke.
On the, you guys like all stood on the stage and did it, right?
Yeah,
I did check that video out. I did peep that.
What do you think of Q's verse on that?
He's too fast.
I think everything he does is tight. You know, the thing is like, Chopper shit, bro, is like, I don't really, I don't dig it. Like, at this day and age, like, you know, the only choppers that I think like really, even Tech is just the same now. You know, after
I feel that. I feel that
it's
for
just the
real.
same. But like, for example, like Yellow Wolf or like Ritz, they're choppers, but like
Their style.
not only are they really fucking like they enunciate what they're saying and you can hear every word they're saying, but the story that they tell when they do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They tell a whole fucking like meaningful story. And it's hard to get like the homie J-Rod is a really good chopper, bro, and he's able to like tell a story like that too in his verses and shit. But I just feel like at this day and age, like Midwest the chopper thing has always been, you know, alive and well in the Midwest.
Yeah,
it's
been our
but,
staple.
like,
I heard they look at who's funny in other places over chopper shit.
They do, bro. Like that's why I say like to me like how we talked about the whole. If you want to be my lover shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I always try to like, that's the thing. That's why I like everything and everybody. You know what I'm saying? I like even 6ix9ine. Like I like everything and everybody because when I hear something, I'm like, yo, that shit finna sell, bro. You know what I'm saying?
See,
I don't
yes
look
and
at
no.
it.
I agree with that to a certain degree. I mean, there are things that you could take from that, but you don't have to put that on a pedestal just because it's doing things. To me,
and you're right. That's why like I won't call Tekashi a good lyricist, but he a good rapper. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna say he's a good entertainer.
Well, to me, okay, that's a good way of putting it.
Because he's not even
to
a good
me,
rapper.
Like, to me, a rapper, like, okay, so when
He's a pretty damn good informant.
When I say Lil Wayne, when I say Lil Wayne the best rapper alive, that's because...
That's what he says.
Okay, so like, to me, Eminem the best lyricist. Eminem the best lyricist alive. So when I say Lil Wayne the best rapper alive, I mean Lil Wayne the best at getting money. You know what I'm saying? To me, a rapper is somebody who raps. You
define the difference between an MC and a rapper.
And just a rapper.
Yeah. Luda broke it down to me one time. I've never been able to say it right, but you just said it. Wheezy is the best. I agree with him.
He's the best rapper. He's the best mainstream, sellable, marketable rapper.
He's the Michael Jordan of rap.
And the thing was even, okay, so Drake has been consistent since he first came out, bro. But from like 2008 to 2012, no one was seeing Wayne, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, numbers don't lie. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. But Carter 3 was definitely his prime. To me, Carter 2 was the best Carter ever.
Boom.
But Carter 3 was his prime, bro. That was the turnaround. Niggas was hating on him for Lollipop. You know what I'm saying? Like
that shit was so catchy.
I thought Carter 3 was whack, honestly. But that's because I loved the Carter 2. Like, I was like, there's gonna be another Carter. Like, I imagine this shit's gonna melt my head the instant I hear it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it didn't.
It was different. Like, and that's the thing. Like, you know, it received a lot of mixed reviews. Some people liked it and some people didn't.
I liked about 4 tracks on it, solid. I still got on my iTunes playlist.
I can't stand
Don't Shoot Me Down.
Miss Officer or whatever.
Oh, see, I don't necessarily like that song, but like I said, with the way that I look
I can see why people hop onto it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. When I look at music,
I get what you're saying.
I don't necessarily like if I were to scout an artist, I'm not gonna necessarily be like
all talent.
Yeah, lyrical, spiritual miracle in my mirror.
You need someone that you're gonna sell.
Yeah, like I don't really necessarily.
Nobody wants to hear that shit next.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Like,
give us a weirdo with face tats.
Exactly. I don't even.
Someone that you can remember. Honestly, look straight up. So about the 6ix9ine thing, like blah blah blah, being a shitty rapper. I really like. I'm not gonna say like No, I do. I fuck with Blueface Stupid Heavy. I really do. And he's a shitty
bro.
rapper, dog.
Garbage.
He's a shitty rapper,
6ix9ine
but I dig his
garbage,
vibe.
too.
I dig
6ix9ine
Blueface's vibe. That's what it is. So I could feel that how you if you feel 6ix9ine's vibe, but I'm
like-
never gonna go out there and say Blueface is a good rapper. He's getting better.
I like
but he's
these
not a
little
good
asshole
rapper.
kids like Lil Pump and Bad Baby. Those little shitheads.
I like a few Lil Pump songs. At first I didn't like him. The whole Gucci Gang shit I didn't like, but I like Lil Pump now, and I've always liked Bad Baby. I like that bitch. She's tight. I like
Gucci
a lot.
flip-flops.
I was gonna say I love that song, bro.
Fucking
like,
get your bitch in my sock.
I like a lot of new stream rap. I like mad new stream rap.
I watch No Jumper a lot. Get into the news. I don't listen to rap. I don't go out looking for these songs, but if they come across my news feed through YouTube, whatever, I'm gonna check them out. But like in my radio, I'm constantly listening to like the classic hits. I was vibing out to like Sinatra and Patsy Cline the other day, just chilling in my whip. But if I'm at home chilling, of course I'm gonna listen to these new stream kids because I gotta see what's happening.
I'm pretty much stuck on
That's-
TDE, and
Yeah.
randomly I'll catch something on an interview, No Jumper.
I'm
Live or
talking about like
something.
coming through like World Star or Lyrical Lemonade. And
No,
like I'll watch
I gotta
them.
I gotta see him on Vlad or something
You
first,
guys use
or
like
No
Spotify,
Jumper.
Pandora, like Tidal. You guys use
iTunes
any of that
usually.
shit? Like even if you use Apple Music, like I use
SoundCloud.
Tidal.
I'll go through
I was
SoundCloud.
gonna say I use Tidal, so like that it's always popping up with like the new artists or
Yeah.
new videos or whatever. It always has a homepage with like all
That's
the new
way cool.
shit. And with Tidal, like I could just automatically download their album for free, like just automatically download it.
YouTube's where I learn about anything new.
But you have to pay for Tidal, like a monthly subscription. I have Sprint, so I get a free Tidal account through Sprint. But
That's hella
So it's
cool.
like Verizon and iTunes,
Yeah.
Apple Music.
But speaking of Tidal, we was just talking about Tidal. That's how I always stay up on fucking like new school rappers and shit. And I listen to everybody. Like I always listen. I all from old school. Like honestly, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't like old school rap. I don't like old school.
Right.
I don't like old school rap.
So when you say old school, what do you mean?
Um,
90s or just like a
Well-
West Coast or East Coast, or what do you mean?
I don't. It's not like a East Coast or West Coast rap. Okay, honestly, I guess I do like East Coast more. I just respect the whole fact that hip hop was born in the East Coast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you don't like
Just-
really like West Coast gangster rap, old school,
I never really
like
did.
Tupac,
But I don't like KRS
Dr.
One
Dre.
either.
I don't like KRS-One. I ain't gonna front.
Oh,
I
like
don't
that kind
I
of
don't
old
I
school,
don't
like
none of
Fab
them.
Five Freddy.
Yeah, like,
and
I don't
like,
like
Oh, like
Cool
Run
and
DMC.
Gang.
So what don't you like about them? I don't like about them is how simple they are. Cause I got into rap as like a lyricist.
How Childish Gambino put it
Yeah,
on
I
his
guess that's
special.
the thing.
I went down to the hat store and I bought myself a hat.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
That's
okay.
that's what I don't like. About
So,
you.
so the thing is, bro, is like I respect it. I respect the fuck.
Well,
out
you
of it.
tag too. You're not just like a hip hop artist. You are a hip hop artist.
Okay,
we,
so
we
that's
were
the
just
thing.
tagging today.
How we
so
said
like,
rappers and like okay, so an MC to me is just a part of hip hop. MCing is just one of the elements. So when people
For
say
sure.
hip hop music and label it hip hop music and they're like, oh, you do hip hop music. I'm like, nah.
the rap.
I do
you,
rap
You
music.
do the rap
We
stuff.
we do the rap music because it's not hip hop is a lifestyle. Hip hop is the way that I live. The thing was like I said, I respect it. I really respect old school hip hop and like where it came from and shit. But that's the thing. I think really the whole explanation for why I don't like it is because I was just talking about this today. We were on our way here, and Superman, the Eminem song was playing from Eminem show. And the first time, like I said, I grew up, the first music that really hit me was Psychopathic. And then as I grew up, like, listening to more music, I became a real big Eminem fan. And I had to be, like, a closet Eminem fan.
Cause you was a juggalo.
Yeah. So I had to be, like, a closet Eminem fan. And, like, on the weekends when I was at my dad's and had to be a juggalo, I was like, yo, fuck Eminem, dog. And then when I'd be at my mom's, I would steal my sister's
Cleaning
Eminem.
out my closet.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so fucking I was just saying today the first two CDs that like really inspired me and like really like pushed me, like finally gave me that push to be a rapper was the Eminem Show and Get Rich or Die Trying. Those CDs were just like lit for me. So when you're comparing that music to the Eminem Show, of course all that music's gonna suck. my generation, and not necessarily my generation, just at that time that I was actually paying attention and
Right.
listening
Your
to music.
what you're describing is where I was like already like I was firmly embedded because I was like right before that. So the Chronic 2001 Marshall Mathers LP was my like
and bro,
what gave me my
I was gonna
push.
say, I love the Marshall Mathers LP. And then like, don't get me wrong, I've went.
No, I meant the
listened-
Slim Shady LP. My bad. The first one was my how I was in like I don't know 6th grade.
First thing I ever saw hip hop was Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style video release. I was living in Nevada. It was way
How
sick.
old were you, bro?
Not quite into 1st grade. Probably like kindergarten
Okay.
about. Maybe.
See, by the time that I listened to ICP
I lived-
and like any other kind of genre, I was 7.
I lived in
then-
Nevada from
You're 25 right now.
I'm 26.
26. Okay,
Yeah.
so 19 years ago.
yeah.
2000.
Yeah, which I'm not good at math like that, bro. So,
Oh yeah.
well, I mean, it's 2019, so fucking.
Oh, he's a fucking
But,
calculator.
yeah, I was
He's a
gonna
robot.
say like I'm not good, but yeah, I mean, I was 7 years old the first time I heard ICP, bro, and like at
Yeah.
first, I'm not even gonna lie, the first time I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it just grew on me. It was the Jekyll Brothers. I'll never forget.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite Joker
Well,
card
and
is the Jekyll
honestly,
Brothers.
that,
Yeah.
But I was into them before. Like I think Malenko was the first one I heard. when
Malenko
that
made
came
it
out.
cool to be a juggalo.
Okay,
I didn't
so
think
like,
they were
yeah,
cool at
yeah.
all, but
How
I
many-
had to be like a closet. I had to be a closet ICP fan because that shit wasn't cool with my homies.
Okay, so fucking how we were saying the Carter 3 was Lil Wayne's
Uh-huh.
turnaround CD. The Jekyll Brothers was ICP's prime CD. That was their turnaround CD.
Yeah.
They had Snoop Dogg. They had Old Dirty Bastard.
You're right. You're
They
right.
they had started getting. I mean, they had already had music
They
videos
started
on
getting-
MTV with
yeah.
Ray Malenko and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Jekyll Brothers was because look, Lil Wayne had already had Fireman and Carter 2 music videos on MTV and shit before the Carter 3. He just hadn't hit that fucking spark.
You kind of
And
had
then
that
with
whole
the
little
Jekyll
circle, like between Psychopathic Records, Strange Music, and Suburban Noise. Like,
They've always been
yeah, like tight. Cause I wasn't like a hardcore juggalo, but I listened to Cottonmouth Kings and Tech back before like I was listening to High Society, and first time I heard Tech Nine, it was Slacker. Saw the video on the It came with the
Absolute Power DVD.
yeah.
Angelic was the first Tech Nine I heard. Was with Joe Campbell. I've known Joe since I was 15. He was like 17. And he had a old fucked up Jeep. And me and Fade, he lived around the corner from Fade. And that's how we met him, and we used to walk by his house.
And little known fact, guys, fucking Joe's my grandpa. Joe's, are you offended by that comment?
What the fuck? I don't even know what that even means.
I'm shocked.
It just means that Joe. You're talking about Coach Joe, right?
Yeah.
It just means he's old as fuck, dog.
That's my dog.
You're old, homie. Are you as old as him?
2 years younger.
You're fucking old, dog. It's like,
I am old.
Yeah,
man.
see,
how old are you? What did you say?
32.
Okay, you're Static's age, so Static.
I'm a year old. I'm a year older than
too,
Static.
And I'm a year younger than Osh.
So him and Static are the same age.
At least you guys wear jeans. I told Static start wearing jeans now.
I like
Let's take a vote right now. Take a vote, guys. How many people think Static should wear jeans at Rhymesick Fest?
What does he usually wear?
I think he wears Dickies, right?
Oh yeah, he'll wear Dickies. That fool rocks Dickies sometimes, but he don't rock pants. He rocks like Dickies shorts. I think he might rock Dickie.
That's
pants.
what these are. These
But
are
Bro, I
these
don't
are
wear
Dickie
jeans at
shorts.
all, fool. I got like joggers for days.
That's what this will wear.
And yeah.
Looking like a Ruski
What do
straight
you
Russian.
wear?
Huh?
What do you?
You're looking at it.
Put on some fucking skinny jeans, dog.
The fuck am I gonna put in the skinny jeans?
Oh, I ain't gonna
Myself?
put on no skinny jeans. I got joggers.
Put on some slim fit at least.
Yeah, there you go. I fuck with
Slim
some
fit.
slim
Slim
fit.
fit?
I ain't gonna
Alright.
rock no skinny jeans.
See, that's what I told Static. I was like, dog, at least slim fit. You don't
It's-
need to rock skinny jeans.
I didn't really like it at first, but I like the cuff at the bottom now.
Well,
honestly.
like, look at this. Pull your leg over here. Pull your leg over here. Look at that, man. Okay, I can't fucking.
What?
I can't wear like super tight skinny jeans. Bro, okay, so I dressed like Jem for Halloween one time and I put on leggings. Okay? I put on her leggings and her leggings were baggy on me. So.
I ain't gonna put nothing into a slim pair of jack
That was
shit.
sad.
That's
Check
it.
it out.
Have you seen this?
I was having a
It's a dad
conversation
bod.
with somebody. Somebody was trying to hook me up with some hella skinny chick, and they was like, "No, like it's cool, you're skinny." Like, fool, I'm skinny. Like, I don't want to fuck a skinny bitch. Like we're gonna start a fire, old sticks rubbing each other and shit.
I'll fuck I don't really have a preference. I don't really like. I'm not really too shallow or judgmental like that. On some real shit. I won't fuck a super fat bitch. Alright, I won't fuck a super fat bitch. Like, but I'll fuck a chubby bitch.
Bro, see, I like pretty chubby bitches, straight up. Like, but pretty, you know what I mean? Not just like, I'm not just gonna fuck any old chubby bitch. Like, if you're beautiful and you're chubby, hey.
Well,
but
yeah,
if you're just a chubby bitch just out here thinking you're gonna get fucked, it ain't gonna happen for you.
I'm not gonna fuck no fucking super obese, like 600-pound life bitch.
Like, well, I'm shallow in the aspect that at least they gotta be pretty in the face.
Yeah, I agree.
And
with
we're just talking about, I can't remember, was it talking about it with you? If they don't have titties, they gotta have ass. If they don't got ass, they gotta have titties.
Yeah, it was like you, me, and somebody else were talking about that.
And they gotta have a pretty face.
Yeah,
I am
that's the thing,
shallow.
like,
but at the same time, I've always had psycho bitches, so maybe there's
That's
a
why.
connection
That's
with.
why, because you go after ones that are pretty. You cannot. You have to at least go for like a 6 or a 7.
No, dog, I don't even know what that's like.
See what I'm saying?
No.
So like sometimes you just
I'm not
sometimes
I
you
love
just
you,
gotta
baby.
go after a 6 or a
We're not-
7 because they bring you like fucking dinner and lunch at your job and
See,
shit.
but like
And then you have
8s and
another
9s
6
bring
or-
me dinner, but then they like want to stab me and like ruin
That's
my
what I'm
whole
saying.
life.
And that's the consequences. That's why I always tell people, pussy ain't free, dog. That's the stupidest statement ever. There's no such thing as free pussy. Bro, I don't care if you go to a strip club and pay
You right.
$400
You
to
right.
wreck that. You know what's cool about niggas that go to a strip club and pay $400 to
They don't
wreck a
gotta
pussy?
keep them forever.
Exactly. They could leave and not have to deal with the crazy bitch. You know what I'm saying? A nigga that is emotionally invested, fucking all this.
That's
shit,
everything.
You're emotionally paying.
Like,
You're
fool, you seen my
mentally
house?
paying,
I didn't even do this for me. I did
physically
this for a female, fool. Like, my second, I love my daughter more than my life itself, bro. I love my
you.
daughter, but I
My
have
wife.
her because of yeah. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
saying shit.
I love, you know what I mean? Like, you're right, bro. Like, my life obligations quadrupled when I
yeah, they
decided to attach a female to it. And I don't even have the female no more. You know what I mean? I just got all this stuff I got to pay for forever
Bro,
now.
and that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
see, I guess I didn't see it like that hopping in with Justine and Mackenzie because Mackenzie was like 4. You know, I was still wild as shit, but like I don't know. It was just something.
Well,
I
some
wanted
people
to
want
part
to
of
be.
that.
Somebody wants a family. Some people want
It's
families.
not that I
Some people
needed
don't.
it. It's not that I needed it.
But some
though.
people
It's
want
like-
that and some people don't, bro. There's
Yeah.
a difference. Not everybody's
Yeah.
on a level playing field.
Yeah,
I
we
never
talk- we-
wanted kids. I never wanted a
talking-
family.
yeah, see,
and so when I
always
had
thought it'd be
kids,
dope to have
I love my
to
kids
have
more
a
than
kid.
anything else. But now that I don't got their moms, I never had my son's mom, which she's cool as fuck. I get along with her.
Right.
But I don't care about their moms like that. You know what I mean? It's better to. If I could, somebody told me you need to have more kids. You're a good dad. I would, but who's gonna pay my child support? I don't want to fuck another baby's mom. I don't want to have more kids with the ones I got, and I don't want another one.
No, some real shit. I know exactly what you mean, and that's why I thank God for my baby's mom, bro.
Yeah, I don't want another
really
kid.
Thank God for my baby's mom because she's not a crazy psycho bitch like that. And, like, we could be civil and like she's really cool. We get along. Like I really appreciate that kind of shit because I know exactly what you mean. And I'm not gonna say, bro. All bitches are crazy. I will say it. All bitches are crazy in some way, shape, or form, bro. Like they all have a little bit of psycho to them. But
Yeah, I've never met a female that doesn't.
what
have a
was you
little bit of
saying? What was
crazy.
you saying? Oh, you're right. It's not because you really had me thinking at that moment when you were saying not everybody wants a family, and I was sitting there like, yeah, you're right because. But at first I was like, well, I want a family, and blah blah blah. Like I try to still look for that and still try to like find a relationship so I could still like try to find a family and have a family structure, even though it's not with my baby's mom or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But then, like you had said, I wasn't trying to have a family and I wasn't trying to have kids, and then it clicked and I'm like, well, shit, me neither. I didn't plan my daughter. I wasn't.
But
like,
I never kids wanted. I was like, said I don't want kids.
See, and I
in
knew
my
that
life.
I
like
wanted-
I never wanted.
See,
them.
I knew that I wanted them, but I just knew I didn't want them at that moment.
See, but I always knew subconsciously I didn't want a baby's mom. I didn't want to have one female forever, and not to be on some hoe shit, but on some. I like to do me shit, and I don't like. So everybody's like, "How can you go to the movies by yourself? How can you go eat by yourself?" Well,
I've seen it happen.
Check it
this
out.
This guy does alone very well.
I go bowling by myself, dog. I do everything by myself. I go golfing by myself. I go
that
play
shit,
basketball
bro.
by myself.
I envy you, bro.
Bro, well, check it out. Look,
That
here's
shit.
here's my whole motto on the whole shit, bro. When I do shit by myself, everybody loves my ideas. Everybody wants to eat where I want to eat. Everybody wants to do what I want to do. Everybody wants to leave when I want to leave. I don't drink alcohol, dog. If I go bowling, everybody's more worried about going to getting liquor, going to the bathroom, and I don't do that shit. I'm like, man, I want to bowl. I'm good at bowling. I like bowling. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not enjoying myself. So the things I enjoy doing, I rarely do with another person.
Bro, that's dope though, because like you said, I don't enjoy myself, and that's the thing. That's the difference with you and other people, is you enjoy yourself, bro. You, just those words, you enjoy yourself, nigga. Not everybody has to enjoy your time in the sense that you don't need other people to enjoy your time. You enjoy your time. You enjoy yourself, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Those words have so much meaning behind them, bro. Like, a lot of people don't understand the meaning behind words when they use them and speak and shit, but like, just to hear those words, I'm like, damn. This nigga enjoys himself.
So like,
that's crazy.
I know I talk about
Yeah.
prison a lot, but when I was in there, bro, it was like a whole lot of self-reflection. When you went in there, it was like a facade. Like, who have I been trying to be? Is that who I want to keep being? Because I was on some straight gangbanger, like we was just talking about it. I ain't snitching. Like, my paperwork's sitting in that folder right there, bro. Fucking, I lied to the cops 100%. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Why was we chasing you then? Because you guys ran up behind me, and so of course I'm gonna run. You're the fucking cops. You know what I mean? So anyway, that when I went to prison, it was like, okay, so is this who I want to be forever? Is this what I want to be when I'm 50? And that's when it started planting the seeds. Like, in the back of my mind, it's always, what do I want to be when I'm 50? Because I was staring at fools that were 50. You know what I mean? And they all got like the bitter beer face with the no teeth look. And this is their second or third time they've been in prison and shit like that. And I'm only like, I just turned 21, dog. 2 weeks, boom, my homie shoots these fools, boom, we're going to prison. You know what I mean? So that was like, and before that, bro, I grew up in juvie. You know what I mean? I grew up on my 18th birthday, they took me at midnight to the county. And so that was my whole life. And so like, the point is, I got a chance to reevaluate who I wanted to be and get a chance to reinvent myself while I was taken away from the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you was whether or not you're in there with other people or not, you was at a point where you was alone and had to learn.
I get to know who I really am.
You had to learn how to enjoy yourself, bro. Because that's the thing. That's why I say that I envy that shit. Because, like I was telling you,
out here it's loud. I feel sorry for fools like you. Like, my brother started having kids when he was a teenager, so he never got to be a person or know himself.
And that's
he had to be
thing.
a dad, and on top of that, he was gangbanging and going to prison and hustling and all that shit. So he never got to be a person.
Yeah, bro.
I'm glad I had my boy when I was 30. 30's a solid age.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, I was 26.
That's a mentally stable age to have.
I had a blast in my
Right,
20s. I don't need my wife. I've been up here in the ghost for how long by myself?
A few months.
It's been fucking eating me up though. I miss my wife and my kids, but I think the most alone that I do anymore is over here at OSHA's though. It's too loud at my house. OSHA's like we hang out here and sometimes we don't even fucking.
We don't even say
talk.
nothing.
Well, no, and you're right, because when you put it that way, like, it's like I catch myself, instead of enjoying myself, I try to enjoy others more than I try to enjoy my own time. Like I was telling you upstairs, all my friends I could count on one hand. The people that I talk to every day, like, and stay in connection with and like visit and love and care about, like my friends that like. I don't even consider them friends, honestly. Like, they're my family.
Yeah, I feel
and
that.
I could count them on one hand, but like, that not a day goes by that I feel like I can't. Like, I have to be with them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
I
just
feel
make
like
rounds going around to
See,
the
but
homies' houses every
yeah,
day.
you grew up
I
also in the
feel
city.
that,
I
And
can't be fucking like, bro. I'm diagnosed manic, so like I get anxiety anyways. Like, anxiety is just, to me, I remember one time when I was talking to my therapist about it. She like explain how you feel, and I'm like, well, the best way that I can explain it is like my shoulders are touching. You know what I'm saying? Like, as if both of my shoulders were touching each other. That's the best way that I could physically describe it, you know? And she like, yo, that's anxiety at its finest. And I'm just like, well, like, to be honest, I never really knew what anxiety was, because to me that was just a part of life. Like, it was just a feeling that I've always felt my whole life. Like, it was hard to be in the music scene because I really have bad social anxiety.
I think a lot of musicians are like that.
Yeah, like even like with eye contact, being around people that I don't know. I don't like going to the mall. I was telling you guys before the interview, I don't like pictures, I don't like videos, I don't like shit like that, bro.
I can go to places like the mall and stuff like that and just zone everybody out now.
Well, like,
but yeah,
as a
anxiety
kid-
sucks. I hate big crowds, but like to be in them doesn't bother me.
Did you go to one school in elementary school?
Yeah, all my whole life. But see, the thing was like I was just about to say like having a mole on my face and shit, like that didn't make it easy growing up. Like, for a lot of my years in elementary school, I dealt with a lot of bullying.
Well, not only that, bro, but like at that same time, so was you comfortable to leave your school and go to other places with the mole on your face? Being self-conscious, at least you was used to like
I was
what?
gonna say that was really what like built it up, being at such a young age and getting judged and picked on at starting from such a young age, and then growing like that shit. It had such an effect as like I don't even like people looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like even now, you know what I'm saying? I don't. It gives me this feeling. Like,
coming from a dude with a tatted up face.
Well,
Don't look at me.
Jam said one time, bro. She was like, God, cause her mom had asked her like, why would he do that? Why did he get face tats? And she was like, well, God gave him a face tat. God gave him one that he didn't ask for. You know, and when she had said that, I was like, damn, like, it had a whole, like, I remember one time, I used to always tell my dad, bro, I want to get this shit taken off. Like, I want laser surgery and I want it gone. And they always supported me. My mom and dad, like, always supported me when I would say that. But one day my dad told me, he was like, you're not going to be yourself. Like,
right.
I could take Darth Vader and I could put a mole on him right there, and people would be like, "Oh shit, that's Mesn." Or I could take that fool and I could put a mole on him right there, and people would be like, "Oh shit, that's Mesn."
When you tagged up all the faces that one guy did, you made a Mesn.
Yeah, I took and all I did was just put a mole, face tats, and just so like it became like a signature for me. You know, like as I got older, I embraced it. You know, as I matured more, and like the thing was as a kid getting picked on. At first, I didn't like that shit. Of course, like even as a younger kid, like bro, I'm not even gonna front. I cried until I was like in 3rd grade. Till I was like 8 years old. I would fucking cry every day and not want to leave school because I fucking hated it, bro. Or not want to be at school. I mean, because I fucking hated it. I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to leave my mom, and fucking I would even like from like pretty much when I first started school, bro, like kicking, screaming, like fucking throwing fits, like kicking the teachers and shit, bro, going crazy type shit. I would have to go to a therapist. Like from a young age, I had to start seeing a therapist. And I just didn't like being at school because all the fucking kids and getting bullied. And then after a while, like after 8th, like when I was 8 and after 3rd grade, I had stopped seeing my therapist. And like the thing was I had started becoming a little more popular in school, and I had gotten tired of fucking getting bullied. And I kind of became the bully, you know what I'm saying? And there was times where like, there's some people and some kids that like I really, really regret picking on and like I shouldn't have.
You mean like roasting them or like physical bullying?
I remember like there was times where like this one dude went to sit down and I pulled his chair from under him and he like, but I never like hit nobody like that. Like I'm too small for that shit anyway, dog. I'm 26.
So you was like the little best kid, you like roast fools and shit like that.
Like,
flicking people's ears.
But the thing was I started like I would pick on fools. I would pick on fools. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't like that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, that's how like because the popular kids were like, it kind of made me cool with the popular kids because
you was funny.
Well, and then I didn't take no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The thing was like it was hard to get girlfriends at first, like until girls and shit matured, you know what I'm saying, until like middle school and shit and things like that, once I was in like 8th grade and shit. But like when I was about in 10th, like from 3rd to 10th or 5th grade, when I was about 10 years old, like I used to like, I was a little fuck, bro, like even in my middle school years, bro, I was a little fuck. And honestly, I'm like, man, I don't know how niggas didn't beat me up, because I'd have beat my own ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too small for that shit, bro. So, like, as I grew up and matured, things were different. But, like I said, social anxiety and that shit has always been there my whole life because of that. And, like, it's been hard to fucking, like I say, even in public, bro, like, going to malls and shit. I don't like that shit. I don't like going places. I don't really like talking to people, things like that. And it's hard. being in this business. You know what I'm saying? Trying
Yeah,
to do
because
this type of
you're
shit,
always
you have
face to face in
Yeah.
different places.
You have to, like, I'll never forget the
Yeah.
first time I had a meeting with Lex and Static. You know what I'm saying? I remember even telling them, like, when we first talked and shit, like, yo, I would like you guys to just come to my house. I wanted to be friends. I didn't want to just be business partners. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll never forget, like, the business, like, talking with them and shit. Like, it's hard, but it's really helped me open up. It's really helped me not be so shy.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter if there's 10 people or 1,000 people. I'm nervous no matter what. Like, there's some nights on tour where fucking it's a dead venue, bro, and fucking we're performing for 25 people, 30 people, you know what I'm saying? And fucking whether it's a small ass crowd or a big crowd, I always get nervous. Like, that shit always gets me. But when I'm on stage, I don't really like pay attention. I just go on stage and just
Let it rip.
do it. Yeah, just do it. And then I go back and watch the video and I'm like, yeah, don't do that move again, or like there's a lot of shit I go back and
I
critique.
do that shit too.
Like, I don't really pay attention once I'm there in the moment, you know. And that is a lot of that shit is really helping my social anxiety, but it's always been there. And like I said, being diagnosed manic, like that shit, anxiety has just always been there, bro. Like I literally lose sleep over anxiety.
Yeah.
Like bro, I'll be up all night. Like I'll be up till like 3 in the morning and then still wake up at like 8 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And but the thing is like it is close. Like I'll drink soda with caffeine in it, but I won't drink energy drinks. I don't drink coffee.
I don't do
coffee.
any of that shit.
I don't do
either.
any of that.
I got anxiety too, but just from prison, just like being tense all the time and shit
And
like that.
I'll do like some acid or like maybe like some mushrooms or like if like I don't like look for Percocets, but if a Percocet's there, like I'll pop a perk. But like I'm not a drug person like that. So like to be doing drugs like coke or
That shit fucks you up.
I
Makes your
used to do
anxiety
coke.
worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say I used to do coke a lot, bro. And then but like that's the thing. I would do it and I'd be like I don't like feeling like this. And
I feel that 100%. I
quit
hate that
smoking
shit.
cigarettes, drinking, and coke. Like I quit that shit cold turkey, bro.
Right.
Me too.
I've never even tried or thought of like doing heroin or meth or like anything. I'm too small for that, bro. Like my little ass will fuck around and OD on some shit.
Bro, me and you kind of got the same mentality. Well, not even on the small OD aspect, but of like,
I'm just scared.
fool, how am I
just
gonna
afraid
look
of
if
that
I don't
shit.
eat for a week?
Well,
Get
and
the
that-
fuck
and
out of
that's
here,
the
fool.
thing,
Come
bro.
on now.
I've
When I
tried
was-
all the drugs, like every.
Oh, I've tried them, but like
all
as
of
far
them.
as getting hooked on, I know what I do and don't like. You know what I mean?
See, I never tried them because on some real
I
shit,
hate
I was
drugs.
just
Fuck
too
that
scared.
shit.
Right.
Like I
Yeah,
remember
dude.
back in the day, like all the big homies would try to put me on deck with like X and like Coke and shit, and I would be afraid to sell that shit.
Those
Like
those
I'll
are
do,
fun.
like I'll do some
them
X.
again.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I used to do bumps, but bro, like I really like. I don't like to fuck with drugs like that or not, like especially now, like now that I got a kid and shit, like that's not me. So
I used to just sniff lines all day.
it's hard with anxiety because even when they were like, bro, I was taking like 300 milligrams of Seroquel every night, and
Oh my god.
like okay, so first they were like just start with 1,
Don't do
and
drugs.
then do 2, and then 3, and then keep taking 3 every night. And I
And you was waking up in the morning?
no, bro. I took 1 and then I went to go see my therapist and I'm like, yo, I can't do this.
No.
I'm like, you want me to take 3 of those?
That's
And I'm
super
like,
tight.
They were like 100 milligrams.
Yeah, you can't even wake up on that shit.
And I was like, you want me to take 3 of those? And she's like your body will get. And I'm like, yeah, I know my body's gonna get used to it. It's building up a fucking immunity and like I'm.
But what you want me to do for the first 3 months?
And like I said, I don't
Yeah,
even
like-
take my meds for like that shit. Like I really just try to like. Honestly, weed is just what I try to use to control my anxiety. But like even that shit, like if I smoke sativa, bro, like that shit will kick my anxiety super like right into gear, bro. And like I'll just be anxious over nothing. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I feel like I could just talk with you fools forever. Like I could.
That's
sit
what
here
we're
and
here
keep
for.
Going and going. Like I honestly feel like we still didn't even.
We didn't
We
touch
didn't touch
nothing,
the
You know
bro.
surface.
what I'm saying? Like really.
We didn't talk
I
about
could just
your
sit here and keep
tours.
talking. If I didn't have to go, I would sit here and keep going and going and going.
Bro, we would just sit here
I want
and
to
let
talk
you do
about
it.
flat Earth, bro. I want to
I
talk
was
about
already,
that.
I was already
shit.
talking to Virus. We want to come to Denver to do an episode. Just
Yeah.
we want to go check out Mile High Comics and go do some other shit. I got a new camera with the with the microphone on it to where we could get sound out with the mic and
Let's make it happen. We got to go to Cheyenne anyways too.
yeah, you're
Well,
right. I'm doing a video cipher with E-Pill, and I gotta go shoot his verse down there, so in
Alright.
Denver.
I'll
Let me know
definitely
when.
come back. I'll come back and do another episode with you guys.
Well, shit,
I
what
would
you
love
doing
to,
down in
bro.
Denver with you fools?
No, hell yeah.
I mean, either way, bro. Like I
Yeah,
said,
either way,
I
fuck it.
love, I love being out here, bro. So it doesn't make a difference to me. Fucking, like I said, I want to talk about crazy shit next time.
Me too,
I
bro.
want
Let's
to
do
talk.
it.
I want to talk about God. Can we talk about God?
We can
About
talk,
God?
bro. Did
Dude,
you
we
watch
had a
an
whole
episode
episode with Lonnie.
Did you watch the episode with Average?
Yeah, I've watched. I was gonna say I've watched every episode so far that you guys have put out.
That episode with Average, I was so upset that I had to miss it, but
I want
I'm
to.
glad it was a really enjoyable video. I loved it.
I want to talk
loved
about
it.
that because a lot of people.
We can talk
fucking-
about whatever the fuck you want to, Mesn.
they
This is
think I'm a
noise from
devil
nowhere,
guy,
baby.
You know.
Bro, I went from Christian to a Satanist to like an agnostic. Like I believe in science now, bro. Like,
Science all
Everyone
day.
thinks that I'm like a devil worshiper, and all this and that. But like, I really love God. Like I really like believe in God, and like, I like on some real shit. I don't even believe in the devil, bro. Like the devil don't exist in my life. I don't even.
Then do you even believe in God, or do you believe in a Christian God? Or?
Well, see, and then like people be like, well, if there's a good, there's a bad. You know what I'm saying? If there's a God, there's a devil. But see, it's like, well, maybe, bro. But the devil isn't. So like, for example, you know, like I don't mean like no offense, but like for example, I use Static. He's close to me. He's always in my life every day. He is a real thing. You know, people do know Static. He's physically there, and the devil's not. He's a mythical creature made by man that nobody's ever seen, touched, smelled, or fucking.
Well, the same goes for God.
Well, and true thing.
Another
I
one.
didn't like pay
My bad.
attention to Static, and if I didn't really like have him in my life and this and that, then Static would not exist.
Exist. I
today.
got you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So therefore, I don't let the devil be in my life.
So the devil don't exist to
he
you?
does not exist
I
in,
got
in
you.
my life. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say that shit. So like with God, bro, I understand that there is evil and shit like that. But here's the thing. This is my outlook on it. And a lot of
Another
people,
one.
when I read this book, not the Bible, I read this book and it like before I used to be negative, bro, and used to like blame God for the things that did or didn't happen, or say that He wasn't real and that's why shit's like this. And then I was like, nah. Shit's like this because God's real. You know what I'm saying? So like evil, murder, killing, all that shit, that's God, bro. Like I don't give a fuck what it, no, I don't care how offended people get by that shit. That is God, bro. None of that shit would exist if God like didn't want it to exist.
Well, then
You know what I'm
the
saying?
Judeo-Christians would say that God gave you free will, and that's why there's that.
Well, and I was gonna say they teach you that God granted free will, but then want to turn around and say that if you do this, this, and this, you'll get punished and go to hell. And this,
So
this,
do you
and that.
believe in
That's
that
a
the
mockery.
Christian God?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not religious.
So you believe
I'm
you
not-
believe in like a good energy,
I was gonna
like
say
a creator.
I was gonna say I don't even believe in a physical being or like a guy in the sky. There's a lot of times where I like to, even I get it from my dad a lot. I'll refer to God as a she, you know, because it takes away from the fact that everybody's always had this, society's always had this thing that God's a he. In this book that I read, bro, God says I'm everything and I'm nothing.
That sounds like something a woman would say.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! But he says he's like I am everything and I am nothing. You know what I'm saying? And to me, like, no matter what, bro, like God doesn't have to be a physical thing. But see, now we're getting into it. But the thing is whatever made all this shit possible, dog, that's God. You know what I'm saying? And whatever made all this possible, I appreciate that. You know what I'm
Atoms.
saying? Yes.
Those
and
chemical compounds.
I was gonna say science will tell you is the Big Bang. You know what I'm saying? So.
I don't know. I wasn't there, bro.
But
that's
what
the
I'm saying.
thing. But
not know
that's
that.
what I believe in is
No
Yeah,
matter.
well, here's the thing. That way that like with science, I feel the same way. It was that easy for people to just fucking say whatever they wanted to say and people to believe it. You know what I'm saying? I felt the same exact way because I remember seeing it on Sunny in Philadelphia. And he's like, talking about scientists, and then he's like, well, the Bible.
yeah, I
well,
love
the
that
same
show.
thing, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's the same thing with science because nobody has fucking went and did the experiment. Nobody knows what
Yeah, they
that
have.
equation
Bro,
is.
you could do
Well,
those.
but like what I especially
To
like
make the
nowadays.
universe?
What I was gonna say,
So you're
especially
talking
like
about to come up with
nowadays-
the equations?
Well, like anything, like nobody really fucking like you could probably ask anybody today. Like you see them stupid Facebook videos to see how people are dumb and shit. ask them what E equals MC or E equals MC squared, ask them what that means. You know, there's probably gonna be a lot of people that don't know what that
Oh
means.
yeah, bro. They do that every year for all kinds of random dumb shit.
So the thing is like, and it's not their fault. Like, look, they take away like.
Well,
now,
bro, like
now now natives just there's a peace treaty and they just signed away their land and it was a nice peace treaty and there was never no fucking like killing our women and taking our land and trading Mississippi for glass beads and like taking advantage of the fucking native people that don't exist in schools no more because they're erasing history. You know
did you learn that in school?
Yeah, back in my day, we
Yeah,
learned that.
I learned
we
that
learned
too.
about important shit like that.
Yeah.
Now they're taking that out of school.
That's crazy. I guess I'll have to wait to see what they're teaching my son.
Bro, you're gonna have to really look and pay attention
Bro,
to that shit because
It's nuts.
I was gonna say I'm
You're not gonna be a
allowing
happy
them.
camper.
I'm allowing them because I like. What am I gonna do? Go to the school board and bitch and this and that's probably not gonna change anything, bro. But the thing is. Like it's my job as a parent to make sure that my daughter knows what.
See, because I'm native, dog.
I was
Like I
just
don't
about
just
to
wear
say-
this for
Well, and I was
decoration.
gonna say
like,
anybody who is like, cause I always say I'm like people always talk about the white man and shit. I'm like
Don't.
I'm like
No.
Columbus and shit. I'm like that's the Spaniard, bro.
yeah,
they're
he
the
was actually
original-
Portuguese,
they're the
but he
original-
was doing the Spanish
That's what I'm saying.
conquest.
They're the
Who's that?
original Spaniard, like
Columbus,
Yeah, he's Spanish.
he was Portuguese.
But
Well,
they were. That's why we ended up speaking Spanish and shit like that because they came here and brought their language to our
Mhm.
people. But like
Well, they
that's-
first settled in like Cuba and Puerto Rico and all that bullshit
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like more on the coast, and then like towards.
And then the white people, the English people came over to where New England is at and settled that shit.
See, and then like that fool John Leguizamo. I don't know if you guys seen it in that new Netflix thing he has. It's like a stand up, but it's like he's not letting people take away from our people. You know what I'm saying? He don't want nobody to do that shit because I was telling my mom the other day. I'm like, look. I'm Latino and like whatever you want to call it, Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, that's what I am. My great grandpa was a wetback or whatever you want to call it.
But from Mexico or from Spain?
Well, see, and I have my great grandmother and like her side of the family was from Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and then my grandpa's side was like the fucking like the native. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the thing. He talks about like how they came here like during like the Aztec and the Mayans and shit.
Mhm.
Like at first, there was so many people. Like the numbers were so much
Mhm.
that they couldn't take them out. They
Mhm.
couldn't, even with the guns or whatever the fuck they had, there was too many people. So they came here and tried to do it and couldn't and had to go back. And then for years and years, it wiped away fucking 2/3 of the population, all the diseases and fucking shit that they brought from their country, bro. The Black Plague and shit like that.
But
That's
then
what-
That's
people,
wild. how that shit
people
just
always
happens.
only isolate certain instances to like there were separate instances through hundreds of years of Europeans coming
Other
to
people-
America.
Yeah,
and
they only put it into a fraction.
You know what I mean?
Of
Like,
like the famous
Columbus, you know, went into the islands, and then you had the New Englanders went up into like New York
so
and
many
Connecticut
more
and all
people
that
were coming.
bullshit.
So
Well,
many.
You know,
they
the
were-
French
like-
were going into Louisiana and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
The Spanish were over in California.
And see, I mean, like when they was coming, like, like of course, like all the big people were like changing shit, and, like having an effect on, like you were saying, Columbus and shit like that. Because you're right, they didn't like talk about everybody that came through, and that's the thing, like. With Columbus and shit, like he didn't discover no shit. Like you can't discover something that people.
America was already mapped.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's why
saying.
it's called America.
And
By
then-
it was mapped by Amerigo Vespucci, who was a map maker.
So like with the
in
whole
your pocket.
apocalypto shit.
Yeah.
With the like how Mel Gibson was
Put it
showing.
right
like,
there, my
everybody
wallet.
asked where the Mayans and the Aztecs and why they disappeared and this and that. And it was like, well, the disease and all that shit. And after so many years and like all our people they just kind of disappeared after they just died.
That's
off.
wild.
Well,
That's what
just
it
in
says.
the
Well,
continental United States, after that, from the colonial settlers, 90% of the United States, that's just like my people. You know what I mean?
See, and like, look, fucking, like in Apocalypto when they were showing, and they came here and like started teaching them that shit, like making sacrifices and fucking shit like that. These people came from there and like started bringing that like Quetzalcoatl or Quetzalcoatl or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is. They brought that shit, bro. None of that shit fucking like they wasn't. That's what John Leguizamo was saying in the fucking.
But Jean Leguizamo was also like Cuban or Puerto Rican or some shit, not Mexican.
Well, and the thing is he's just in his stand-up. He's just telling the whole history of.
Because I think Quetzalcoatl was like Mayan, bro. It's been there for thousands of years.
Well, the thing is he was talking. Well, see, I don't know exactly what he was.
Because I know Mayan history, bro.
Well, I don't know exactly what he was talking about in the stand-up, but like you'll have to watch it. You'll have to go watch it on
check
Netflix.
it out on Netflix.
And, yeah, to see exactly what I'm
No,
talking about because I don't remember specifically.
Leguizamo.
But and then
Best.
that's what he was talking about, like how they came here and like totally changed everything, and like even then when they were like making like how they showed in Apocalypto and they were walking through the colony and it was all destroyed and shit. And there was the little kids and like they had leprosy and like all that shit on their body and was all diseased and all that shit. And when he fell in the pile of all the bodies that had been sacrificed and shit like that, I mean. That's believable to think that like the disease and all that is what got rid of it.
That's believable to me, but at the same time, these people, I mean, they're okay. So that's the thing. Don't offend anybody, but when black people say 400 years of slavery, America hasn't even been a country for 400 years. So next, natives had slaves, and I'm not sticking up for slavery. Don't take it like that at all. What I'm saying is, anybody who tells the story gets to write that version of that. You know what I mean?
Well, see, you know it's so funny that you say that, bro, because like I do feel the same way too. Like I said, I respect a lot of black culture, so like I don't.
Like my baby's mom's black, my son's black,
like,
bro.
I don't mean no offense when I say any of this, but like someone was telling me the other day, like, well, you're not black, like why do you say nigga? You know, and I was like, well, at first I was just joking around, cause when I was like 14, my homie from Chicago was like, oh, you're my first draft pick. You're my homie Terrence. He was like,
you talking about being black?
Yeah, he like, you're black now, dog. You're my first. So I've always said that. Like, it's just always been a joke since I was 14, since I was a little kid, bro. My homie from Chicago was like, oh, you're my first draft pick, blah, blah, blah. And we would always clown about it. But then, like, I you know how I am on Facebook, so that's what I was saying. I was like, no, dog, I was drafted.
You embrace your shit.
Yeah, I was like, I was drafted, and blah. But then I was like, you know, on some real shit, bro. I'm like, let me just be real with you. Like, it's the Mexican people, like, it's our people that are still slaves, especially to America and to that country, because not only did they take our land, but, like, we ain't had no Mexican president. Ain't no Mexican
natives,
president.
bro. Natives, we got voting rights after women and blacks and everybody, bro. Natives got their shit last.
The thing is like, that's why I was just telling my mom, I'm like, natives and Mexicans is the same thing. I'm like, they came and they raped the natives and created the Mexican. And now they're trying to tell the Mexican to get out of here. Like, y'all created the Mexican, yo. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, the natives and the Mexican is the same thing. So, I was saying, I'm like, you know, especially like with this whole like sending people back to Mexico and shit, like, it's Mexican people who get their fucking kids and rights ripped away from them, and now their children are living in fucking Walmart facilities that are used as concentration camps, and well, FEMA camps is what they call them and shit like that, and they're sending them back to Mexico and fucking keeping their little children. It's Mexicans that have to work $6 an hour to be in that country and feed a family of 8. And that's why I was like, it's my people that's still the slave, bro. That's why I say nigga. That's why I say nigga, because black people it's been a long time since black people have been slaves. I'm not gonna say that they don't try it. Like, the white man has stole everything. So for the white man to fucking try to steal black culture now is no surprise. So for people to act like it's such a surprise that all like there's this white agenda for hip hop, or like the fact that they're only showing minority people that fucking pee on children and R. Kelly and Michael Jackson and blah blah blah, but not talking about Elvis and this and that. That's no surprise, bro. Like, none of that is
it's just been happening,
you know
through
what I'm
history.
saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've always shit on everybody. The white man has always stole from everybody. And I don't mean to offend nobody when I'm saying this.
Why are you looking at me like I'm getting offended?
Because you're white, motherfucker.
I don't give a shit.
But here's the thing,
I didn't
to
do none of
everybody
that.
that listens to, like,
I didn't do none of that shit you're
mean to
talking
offend
about.
nobody,
I
but,
didn't
like,
take nothing from nobody. I've been
it's
here.
no surprise. Look at Cinco de Mayo.
I've been here in Ocean's basement this entire time. I didn't take nothing, nobody's
Listen
land.
here, Whitey, you're trying to take my fucking time to talk. It's like, I'm just kidding.
Damn! That shit,
ass.
No, okay, but
to
no,
me,
for
that
real,
shit's
for real, like,
just
it's
irrelevant.
just no surprise, you know what I'm saying? So, like, for them to, like, try to be surprised that the white person is trying to steal any kind of culture or anything, like, bro, they've been stealing shit since they came to America and started stealing land from the natives. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that's how this country was found on. And you know what the thing is?
But I
It's
don't
like,
think it extends to only white, bro. You can't say that
Spaniards.
because I mean, no, not even, bro. That's white. Everything from Europe is
Oh,
white.
oh,
Spanish,
okay.
French,
Okay.
Italian, all that shit's white.
Super white.
Okay, so anyway, exclude Europe, bro. Africans been doing it. Ethiopians been doing it. The motherfucking Mongols did it, bro. Fucking
Persia.
every fucking culture has done it. Has
The
tried to
Mongol-
expand. The natives did it, bro.
What do you mean though? Like take another person?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Okay, and you know what, bro? And you
Absolutely,
know what?
bro.
You know what the thing is that's just life. You know, that's
Exactly.
always
That's
just
just
been like.
life.
It's called.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not inclusive to white. It's
Okay,
inclusive
and
to
you're right.
power.
You're right. I'll give you that.
Power.
But-
And white
but
is
here's
the
thing.
latest race
No,
to be
you're-
in power.
And I was gonna say you're totally right about that, and putting
it's
it
ri-
that
it's-
way, I mean like America. You know what I'm saying? What America
Oh,
was founded
okay.
off of. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
talking about
And, like,
Americans.
that's like even like I was telling my mom, she like, bro, mama.
Colonial,
like I said,
traditional, white powder wig, fucking America.
Yeah. Okay, so then like, but
Half Brits.
here's the thing, like my mom, like I said, I'm Mexican, bro. Like my last name Mendez, and my mom like, yo, the Mexicans need to go back and blah blah blah.
All right, we had some technical difficulties, so we had to chop some of it out of there. But we're gonna wrap it up. It was a good episode with Mesn.
Yo.
Like he said, man, we could go forever for real.
Forever and ever.
Yeah, because we was about to do it again, so pretty much.
Yeah, we're about to have another hour and a half for you.
Long story short, you know, I'm black, but I'm Mexican.
I'm whitey, I guess.
I was gonna say longer story short, fuck you honkies. Anything else that I need to say?
I don't pay attention to that shit.
Shout out to Al Chapo and Pablo Escobar and Pablo Francisco and all my other Mexican niggas like Osh and all my black niggas because I'm black too. Fuck you, honky. Stop stealing our shit.
Alright.
We're good. Can we edit that out?
No, hell no, that's just staying in there.
Hit that
Fuck all these fools.
hit that thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe.
That was
to the
power
channel.
thumbs up, dog.
That was power thumbs up.
Not so fucking hard, dude.
You call me honky. I'm sorry. I
I
heard
got
that.
fucking baby hands, bro. That's what all my essays call me. They're like,
Baby
hey, don't
hands?
fucking do that to him, dog. That's baby hands, bro.
You can't get a Whopper.
Leave
I was
comments
just
down
get him a
below.
Whopper Junior. That nigga can't hold a Whopper, bro. You see that commercial with the guy
Dude,
and
I
the
was
Whopper
thinking
in his
Ponchos.
hand? That's him,
I'm
bro.
gonna go to Ponchos
Yeah,
after
he
this.
can't eat a Poncho's burrito. His hands can't hold one.
I got these baby hands.
You know that's so funny because that's like a ritual for me. Like I have to. go to
Ponchos?
Ponchos
It's
is
like a
bomb.
religious.
Shout out to Ponchos.
church.
Sponsorship.
I rock
Baby.
Poncho shirt every episode. Ponchos, what's up?
Give me some free shit.
Leave
All right, we're
comments down
going
below.
again. We're going again. All right, so we'll close it up. Tune in again, everybody. Messen's to drop all his links and all of our shit, share of all of our shit. You can find him on
TheRealMesn.com. Everything that you look up or want to see videos, bio, pictures, whatever. The Real MESN.
MESN.com.
Stealing his time again, old Whitey.
Fuck,
All right,
why-
so another episode of Noise from Nowhere. It's your man Osh from the Ghost.
Duke Wallace, baby, Air 21. What's up?
Mesn Rhymesick, fucking your grandma's favorite battle rapper, Nike.
Wow, we love. Peace.
We out.
Midwest renegade hooligan, who is it?